Greetings, everyone. Sorry about that. It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. I'm joined tonight by my ethereal translator and co-host.
I'm having a chair issue.
I couldn't explain to you, to all of you, how difficult it's been to do anything live. It's been such a pain in the ass that I'm sitting here contemplating never doing it again because that's how difficult it's become for me. When it's supposed to be fun and it becomes not fun, that's when I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. When it's fucking work for me, I don't want to do it. It's all about the story and the benefits and all that. But when everything's a problem and you drain the fucking fun out of everything, that's it. It's a wrap. So whether it's going to be a new scheduled time, because I don't think Saturday nights at 9 o'clock really works too much anymore, or whatever. Anyway, it's good to see everyone. I'm glad you're all here. Hey, Joseph's here. I'm gonna shout him out all the time. What's up, Willow? How you doing? What's up, Lisa?
Hi,
What's up, Kevin? Shout outs, Sons of the Sun.
A lot of people here. Ellen's here. A lot of people are here. That's good.
Ellen, Jenny. It's glad to see. I'm glad to see everybody. I'm glad to see that. For the most part, we're all doing well. I know there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I gotta fix this chair. I don't know why we're both having chair issues right at this moment.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's driving me fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
I'm off. I don't know why either. It's been, and we didn't give you a normal intro because
It won't play the music, so fuck it.
it won't play the music.
I couldn't
There
get the
were
mics to work.
Technical difficulties.
Oh wait,
before.
I got a joke. I got a funny story.
Oh,
So
go ahead,
last
go
week,
ahead.
after I woke up Sunday morning, everything worked.
Oh, with the
Here's the punchline. Everything works Sunday.
the electronics. Yeah.
Every
everything
electronic was still the exact same way. I came and I sat down and said, let me see if this works. I turned it on. It all worked. So I don't know. I don't like to complain starting off the show, although I have this really weird thing that occurs the last couple of times because I've been getting really angry about this because, like I said, it's supposed to be fun. And if I can't have fun with it at 45 years old, I don't really give a shit no more. look at my beard, how big it is. It's beginning to look like a shield from my face.
No, you shaved today. It looks good.
I only shave this.
Yeah, but it looks good that way.
Right here.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's
I like it.
face shield.
Frank cut my hair today. It's a desperate need. A desperate act for a desperate
The next
need.
person that looks at your hair is going to be very angry at me.
It's fine. It's fine. I wear it up in a bun anyway. It's hot. When once everything
100 degrees outside, and I'm cutting hair like a hairstylist on the front lawn.
76 degrees outside.
76 feels like 88, so
It feels like 86. 82.
close enough. What the fuck?
What is happening to you, my
this
love?
this piece, I'm going to show you. This piece keeps showing up. I keep moving it.
Oh,
so
the,
it's open.
the bottom of the chair hits the mic
hits the
stand.
mic stand.
Okay.
This is the third time I fucking moved it. Anyway, I feel like I got presences around me. Presents? A lot of things around me at all times. I can't fucking take it no more. I'm all right. I'm having a good time.
No, I can see it's leaving you that
because it's ridiculous, and it's how we. All right, this is my point of the whole
all
fucking show.
All I said was, "Do you want me to make coffee?" He goes, "I make my own coffee. Don't touch anything. It's not you. It's me. Hold on." It's like, all right,
I was like, I blew it out right before the show started. I says, it's there's no such thing as coincidence. So this is a no whammy, stop. Right on the dime.
I remember the whammies. What show was that? That was that game show, right? No whammies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elisa, is it a retrograde? Is that what this is? Are we in a retrograde again? And yeah, I am smoking that weed. It's what I do.
So
greetings, cannabis.
So do you want to pick it up from where we left off last week? So last week the tragedy was, because there's always a tragedy here, and it's an epic tragedy, but it's like a comedy of errors type of thing. So last week we left off, and it was Saturday night. the weekend, Memorial Day weekend. The cat needs to go to the vet emergency. He needs stitches in his paw. We bring him, we leave him there. They put him under anesthesia. They put the drain in. They give him stitches. We bring him home. Everything's fine. Frank's like, I want to do the show. I said, whatever you want to do. He's like, this is the only pleasure I have. This is what I look forward to. Can't get online. During this, the sink floods. So now we have everything under the sink. We have everything out. We have everything under the sink ready to go because the sink flooded. We have Ellen and Nick came over on Sunday. So now we have to pull together from the Saturday night, try to get everything set up for Sunday. We call the landlady. She calls the plumber. The plumber's coming on Monday. No problem. Everything's fine. We have a great Sunday. Nick and Ellen come over. It's like, it was so nice to see people. We just have a great day, right? Get everything set up. After they leave, Frank does the dishes. It with the buckets of water down there so we have no flood. Clean everything up. Get everything ready.
Oh, we're up. Shit. I know where we're going.
8 a.m. Now Memorial Day comes, everything's fine. Tuesday morning, the plumber's coming at 9 a.m., right? I'm up early. Everything is clean. Everything's ready to go. Frank sets his alarm for 8 a.m. He's up. He's ready to go. We're having coffee. We're sitting outside. We're having a glorious...
This son of a bitch.
Yeah. And why does the camera do that? I feel like you're in the corner. I feel like I
put myself in the corner so you can slide over.
Okay, but you have enough room. Like, I feel bad. You're like all smushed in the corner.
I haven't moved the chair.
You did it again.
I'm telling you.
The wheel is right there.
I just fixed it while we were doing it. I don't mean to interrupt.
I know. It's okay.
It's just really awkward. I keep get the fuck over there. What a dick.
So thank you everyone for who had to listen to the rant last week and had been with us and sent prayers. So now it gets good, right? 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. We're waiting for the plumber to come. Everything's fine. We're having coffee in the yard. Ahead of schedule. Everything's cleared. Cats are fed. Cats are out of the house. Everything's good. We know Mary's going to want to come in and see the apartment, check everything out. So it's like Ace Ventura. Frank jiggles the keys. They're all gone. Everything's good. Plumber comes in. As soon as the plumber comes in. Now, the plumber and I had unfinished business from the last time he was here about 6 months ago. And I was very upset because, you know what I'm going to say. I'm very upset because he kind of took advantage of my landlady. And I got very upset. No one puts Frank in the corner. No, you don't even know. If I was in the kitchen with a mic, Frank would be fine. Frank would be like, all right, just talk louder. So it's perfect. Everything couldn't be more perfect. Frank and I are prepared. We handled these epic tragedies one by one because we were prepared for everything that happened. Sitting down, having coffee, going over everything we have to tell the plumber and everything he's got to do. He's got to go to his mom's that day. He's got to.
I got 100 things on my list.
Weed whack the lawn. Got to go to Diane's.
I had to go out to
help her with a few things. Got to do the lawn for her. Got to do a few things, right? So this happens. Everything's great. We're going down the list of things we have to do. The plumber comes in. I tell him what has to be done. Something jumps off of him and jumps onto me. I felt it. It was almost like my nephews when they were little and they would see me coming into a room and when they were very little and they would jump wherever they were, like from a couch or from a chair or a crib, they would jump and like like monkeys and you'd have to catch them. This thing jumped off of me from him.
Reverse that.
Jumped onto me from him. Sorry, you're right. Jumped onto me as I'm talking to him, and I went. Oh, it felt like I felt it, and Frank saw it. Frank actually saw the thing take place. So he's deciding what he has to do with his.
This guy came in. Let me tell you. He was an older Irish guy.
It was awful.
Every time he's here.
Every time. It was awful.
Paula has a terrible experience with this guy.
Terrible experience.
Terrible.
So I sit outside. I go outside.
No, she got hit and it went.
I got hit. I said, I have to go sit outside. I sit in the lawn chair and I said to Frank, I'm going to be so sick. I don't know what's going to happen to me. So, of course, he has to go in his truck. He has to get his supplies, whatever he has to do, right? So I said, Frank, I hope whatever happens before, because he needed to check the sink, but then he needed to fix something in the bathroom. So I said, I hope whatever happens before he has to fix the bathroom. And now I feel myself, I am turning every shade of green that I can imagine. I feel it. It's progressively just getting worse. And I'm like, and now I'm trying to clear myself because now I don't want to come back in the house because now I know I have an attachment. I don't want to come back in the house. I'm looking at Frank and Frank is like, Paula, you just gotta go with it because it already did the damage. Now you have to try to remove it. So now I'm trying to remove this thing and I can't. And usually I'm good. I can do it.
There's rare times.
Very rarely get attacked.
When I get attacked.
Why is it?
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna go with
a
it.
Hanger tonight.
Okay.
When I get attacked, nothing jumps off me onto Paula, and if it does, it's immediately taken care of.
Never.
I've never really seen that.
Never. My defenses are always up. But
so there's a few times in this world where it works.
Right. But this man, and he's a nice man. He's not a bad man. He's just an older plumber. Like he's not a bad guy at all.
Wait, I have to preface something because Kevin just reminded me. We were up. Look,
Frank got up 1 hour early before the guy came, and he did. He saged.
I saged. Fucking 2 sages.
Yes.
I got my.
Yeah.
Right.
We were so ready.
Music. We were playing Ganesha and sounds of.
Yeah, we had the meditation music on while we were having coffee outside.
You guys have no idea how we set this up. We're good. We're on point.
Best cup of coffee.
This guy,
best cup of coffee ever. We're drinking outside, and Frank is seeing it go down. And even the plumber says, "Man, are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine." Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, yes, wait,
yes."
So he was wearing all green.
If you lined him up, you would be able to tell that's a plumber. Like
all green,
typical plumber,
right?
Typical.
The shirt up here. It was. We were the first stop. Was stretched and he was sweaty already all the way down, right? And he was very Irish and he had like it's his haircut.
Yeah.
He has like the square head.
Yeah.
Right. So his pants, because he's chubby, were way too big. And he had a fat belly, right? So he had the black belt with the green pants that matched the sweaty, disgusting pulled green shirt. I'm not snapping on him.
No.
But he had to keep pulling up his pants and tightening the belt, and he had big boots.
There was definitely.
Hey, hello. So he was just a guy doing his thing.
Yeah.
Morning, we were like, "You want coffee or whatever?" And boom, it happened.
As soon as I said, "Do you want coffee?" Now I think it
was.
Wait,
I want to tell this next part of the story.
I'll tell.
Okay, no, go ahead.
You know me.
No, I do. That's why I want to tell this next part. But if you've been like me lately, so this might be really much better than if I told it.
All right, so
rubbing off.
So now I'm sitting in the lawn chair. Now he's in the house, and I'm sitting in the lawn chair, and I'm trying to get this thing off me, or get this thing away from me, or get this thing out of me. And I'm going, Frank, I don't know what's going to happen. And Frank's seeing it go down, and he already knows what's going to happen.
And she tells me I'm dramatic. You got to see her. She was trying to hide it.
No, I pushed you out of the way.
No, I know, but I mean, like, so no one would see what was going on. He noticed you were getting pale, and I didn't notice yet. I had just looked over. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I put my head between
my legs. I felt like I was in an airplane. I was in the lawn chair. I had my head between my legs.
Paula ran by me and said, I'm going to throw up. and I was like, what? What are you going to throw up from? We were literally just dancing. And then this fool
dancing outside, having coffee. I had the best coffee, right? I said, get out of my way. I literally pushed Frank. So he goes, oh my God. I pushed Frank so hard.
And I heard
go in the bathroom. I throw up. I don't even have time to shut the door. Right. So now the next part of the story, I'm going to tell. because this is the Fearless family and I don't lie. But I'm going to
Shout
tell
out to
it.
the Fearless family.
You have no idea. And then the part
We're
after
going to
that,
show you how real this house gets.
where I have to thank everybody because
don't thank them yet. Let's go. Tell
what
the story.
you all did for me. Okay.
It takes place after the
all
next
right.
part.
So I push Frank out of the way, come hauling ass into the house. I go in the bathroom and I throw up. And it's funny because I had just cleaned the toilet before the plumber came. So I was like, okay, we're good. We're good. Right now. Any of you who know me know how much I hate to throw up. With the it's a thing. It's a thing.
I think it's a thing with a lot of people.
It's a thing. The act of throwing up. It's horrible. I cry. I shiver in the corner. It's horrible.
No, we threw up as kids all the fucking time.
I never threw up a lot as a kid though. I don't like throwing up.
I remember drinking until there was 4 of us and laughing. This isn't funny.
Right. So now,
well, maybe that was just us meatheads.
My head is in the toilet. And Frank comes in and I look up and I go, he fucking got me. He got me. It got me. And I was so upset because I usually never get an attachment like that. It happens very rarely, very rarely. I think a handful of times it happened. So now he's helping me. You know, Frank is being so sweet. He's holding my hair, right? And I go, get out. And he goes, what? I'm helping you. And I go, I gotta go to the bathroom at the
just
same
when
time.
You think a purge couldn't be taken up.
Oh my God.
5 fucking steps from throwing up terribly.
5 seconds later, I pushed. Now you guys know Frank's a lot bigger than me. I'm tiny. I pushed Frank.
2 times her.
He hit the wall. I shut the door. Now I'm throwing up and pooping in my pants at the same time. So now and scream and going, that motherfucker got me. I can't believe it. That motherfucker got me, right? All right. So now I'm in the bathroom.
You guys ever purge like that?
I pooped in my pants. I threw up at this. Now I got to clean this up. Now I got to fucking ninja clean it up because he's got to fix the handle in the bathroom.
He's literally got to walk into the bathroom in a few seconds and fix everything.
Now I'm horrified. You know this, right? I have the fans going. I have the window. You don't even know. I have disinfected. I have to clean myself up. Okay.
The birds listening to the story.
You don't even know. And the only reason I'm telling this story is because it's funny. It's funny, but this is how we had to deal with it. I'm telling it because it's important, right? Not because I want everyone on YouTube to know I shit in my pants.
Well, you could have just said you went to the bathroom, but
whatever.
When you go to Mexico and you drink the ice cubes or something.
That was a long time ago.
No, I'm saying I think a bunch of us have experienced that.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
So imagine that for 5 minutes.
But this is now, and now I threw up, and I threw up my delicious, beautiful cup of coffee. Right. Boo. So now that's happening. Right now, I clean up, I get everything done. And he's saying, the plumber's saying to Frank, is she okay? He goes, oh, yeah, she's okay.
Yeah, you up next?
So he goes, so Frank said the plumber never looked better in his life. Like, as soon as that thing jumped off of him,
this
he looked
guy
great.
was like fucking happy.
He looked 5 years younger.
I was like, whoa, what happened to him? He was standing up straight.
So now, you don't know. So now I have this experience. I'm dying. I feel like I have something in the pit of my stomach. I literally felt like I had tentacles in the pit of my stomach. So now I managed to get together enough energy to disinfect myself, okay, because now I'm horrified that this happened because I'm a grown woman, almost 50. I pooped in my pants. So now I got to pull myself together. I got to clean the bathroom. I got to get over the horror of knowing this man knowing something happened, but he doesn't know what happened. The horror of knowing that I just drop kicked Frank to get him out of the bathroom because I don't want him to be any closer to this horror that is going on in my life on a Tuesday morning. We were dancing in the yard before this happened. We had meditation
show you how fast
music on.
Shit happens,
right? So now I crawl. I basically half crawl after I made sure everything was absolutely spotless and I am clean. Yeah. You don't even know. That's because he didn't fix it the last time because he made a 99-year-old lady wait. You know what he told me? Put a bucket under. Put a bucket under
I
the
can fix this, but we got to find the part. I don't think they have the part over here, but we'll be back.
6 months, but never came back.
He goes just put.
Then he tells my landlady, "Oh, she didn't need the part." So my landlady comes in after, right? So so now I get into the bed. I crawl to the bed. So now Frank is like, "What can I do?" I was like, "Frank, that motherfucker got me."
While this was going on, hold on. I had Mary in here, and she wanted. So the landlady. See, I had a separate thing happening while Paula had this. So I'll catch my quick side of.
It was horrible.
Mary followed him in. like as if she was like pushing up behind
like
him. She's
a guard
99,
dog.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's like, I'm gonna see what's going on in here. And we knew in advance.
Yeah,
I
she was
knew
gonna,
she
yeah,
she wants in this apartment. She
to
wants
see
to see
what's
what's going on
on.
now. She's been in here before, and every time she comes in, it's completely different. And she's always like, wow, it looks really fucking nice in here.
Right.
So she came in behind him like he was like the tackle blocking for a running back, right? So she came in behind this big guy, and she just pops out. I saw her looking at the TV.
She's so happy, looking
she
all
looked
around,
over here,
loved
she
everything.
went, right? And Roxy was the only one here.
Right.
She was sitting right here. So there was no one here.
Right.
Everyone
allegedly
was out.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, so they go in, they're looking around, and Mary looks up. She goes, wow, this place looks great. Right. So I go, oh, thanks. Then she goes, listen, Frank. She gives me this face. Reggie does this to me, my cat.
Me.
Right. She goes, put the light on. And I looked at her because the night before, the light switch went. And I was going,
no, it was just going. You go, Paula, what's happening?
Because I kept playing with it.
Right.
And then it was done.
Then the last switch,
it just broke.
It broke.
And she's like, what do you mean it's broke? What do you mean?
It broke.
So I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you this funny story because it was one thing after another for days with Little Bear and all kinds of weird things. Little Bear has his paws shaved, right?
Yeah,
so
stitched.
He's got black cat. He's got like 8 stitches on each.
No, he's got a hole. He's got the tube put in.
But there's like stitches on the side and on the side, like on a doll. He's
got like 20 stitches.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like 16. I thought it was 8.
They did what they did to Buddy, but they folded it up. But they left the drainage too.
I know. And he's got a straw, a regular straw.
He's like his mother. He's tough.
Clipped and sticking out.
Yeah, to drain it.
And then he would, when I let him out of the cage, he ran. He had the thing on his neck straight at the window and didn't even check it to see if it was open and went head first. And since it was the screen and the thing on his head, he like bounced and then actually hit his head on the window itself because he must have bounced off and tried it again and just went top of the head into the window. And I said, oh my God, lowercase g, please stop.
I almost broke the cat. And then he
went under the bed and lodged himself up under there. And then they cut out the underbed, and they've been using them as hammocks where we put our heads,
in
the box spring. So he went up under there and then got stuck with his head. So I had to lift the bed up like this, and she had to cut his head out
because he was on a cone.
All this was happening.
It was horrible.
Repeat. Bop, 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 bop. So look, that's why I was like,
oh, really? Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. We love you.
Thank you.
You the most positive of vibes. Thank you for being here with us, Fearless family.
Now I basically crawled to the bed, right? And Frank comes in and goes, "Are you okay?" And I went, "He got me. That guy got me." I said, "I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna. Today's gonna be the day that I'm gonna die." What?
It's all right, Bear.
It's okay.
You can't go out. It's nighttime. You know
okay.
You know the deal.
What?
You can't go out at night.
You can't go out. So
because monsters are real.
So Frank's like, what's going on? I said, I feel like I have a tentacle in my stomach. Right. So now I'm laying in the bed in a fetal position and I'm whimpering. Right. Because this is what happens.
Wait. So she goes into the bedroom.
Right.
This guy goes in. Right. Yes, Bear, you're correct.
Okay. All right.
He's like, listen, I need
what do you want?
to take the handle because off this 1920s toilet. Right. So I'm like, what do you mean take the handle? So you're not going to leave anything for us to flush the toilet? He goes, no, you could use a bucket. So I'm like, oh.
No, pour water down the toilet.
Yeah, but he said, get a bucket and then pour. He said you could pour the water in. Now, I didn't know that worked. Right. For a minute, I was looking at him like, oh, I guess I'll be having my morning go in a bucket.
So
you don't need.
No, wait.
So he goes, I'll be right back 20 minutes.
Sit with the part. So I'm going, let him go. Just let him go. Just let him leave. Just let him go. Right. So Frank's going, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I almost spit this all over you.
I have to go to
sorry.
So Frank says, I have to go to the bathroom. So I said, Frank, I really like what you need right now. I'm gonna die. I don't care what you need. Like what you need right now.
Hi, Jasmine. Welcome to the show. Fearless family.
I was attacked and I can't remove this. So Frank goes on Facebook like 3 seconds after this guy leaves and he tells the Fearless family Paula got attacked. you banded together like the military. I'm telling you.
Yo, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Let me tell you something. It works so.
Robert Hawley was doing the meditation. Frank had it on, and I heard him from the bedroom. He did it in the computer. And he had the speakers on. Robert Hawley was doing a meditation.
Every time I looked, there was 10 people already going, sent.
And I was going, thank you. And people were, Angela Miller sent healer, Tanya sent healing. I felt it in the room.
Tiffany
was sending stuff. Freaky. Everybody was sending stuff. And if I don't name you, please, it's not.
It was everyone. There were so many people involved. And if you don't know Fearless family, you're the best ever.
You are the best. And I'm telling Frank, tell everyone I said hello because I couldn't get up. So now Frank says,
Robert was doing cream.
Right. And I heard it and I was screaming,
and I jacked it up and the fucking apartment in here was shaking.
The walls were going like this. The walls were going. Yeah, it was wonderful.
I can't turn it up any louder. Let's go.
So now Frank says, this is happening. This is happening. You know, people are sending you healing. And I tell him I'm feeling it because now I have these little hands. I literally felt little hands on me, pushing my head down, saying, "You're not going anywhere."
She kept trying to get up, and during this
it was going like on, little hands pushing me down, and I know that was all of you sending me healing.
Standing around the bed, just
sending healing because I felt like someone brushing my forehead. I felt hands like, "No, you have to stay down." Oh yeah, thank you so much. So Frank says, "Paula, I have to leave you because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go to my mother's and go to the bathroom. I have to do the yard. You had to drop off your car at the mechanic. She had to pick you up." Yeah, Frank had to drop his car off at the mechanic, have his mother pick him up, bring him back to her house, do the yard, do a couple of things there, and then come back to me. So I said, "Don't worry, I'm fine. I can try to push this out. Thank you so much. By the time you get back, it's fine." So he packs up his stuff. He runs to his mom's house, so he goes to the bathroom there. So now I'm laying here 7 hours. I can't get up 7 hours. I had the cup of coffee and a glass of water in the morning. 7 hours. I managed to crawl from the bed. I actually didn't crawl. I walked. I was like walking and moaning from the bed to the couch because now I got to listen for this man to come back with the part for the toilet. So now he says to Frank, I hear him outside. I can't get the part locally. I have to go somewhere for it. I won't be back until the afternoon. So Frank says, no problem. She's here. Just knock on the door. So I'm laying on the couch.
I'm
so
just
now
going to preface this. When he said afternoon, I did not think he meant 5, 6 o'clock at night.
No.
By the way.
So now I'm dying. So now Frank leaves, and I said, today's gonna be the day. This is gonna get the best of me. Today's gonna be the day. And then I'm saying, no, I got all this healing. I'm gonna put all the healing to work. So everyone that was sending healing and love and prayers and this and that, everything. I mean, I even listened to Robert Hawley's meditation again.
If I could explain it, what I saw,
it was like
Paula.
It was the weirdest thing.
Let's say something jumped on you and left a residue, and that residue was. We just watched Star Trek. Remember the trap they used in Star Trek? The explosion kind of stuck you.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, look out there. And then they tap it, and then it just shatters. So it goes from sticky to when she takes the stick and touches it, it just shatters it.
Yeah.
And then it's all off of them. And they were like, whoa, what's this? All right. That was like on her, and she had something attached to her, which left it when the guy finished the work.
Yeah, you don't even know. So I managed to get out to the living room. And I'm feeling better. I can't eat anything yet. And I nursed a can of ginger ale the entire day. Ginger ale and warm water. And my landlady comes down. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. And she says, did he come back yet? And I said, no, Mary, I'm waiting for.
That would work if we weren't in the Bronx.
You don't even know. No. I was able to go. I just had to pour water down the toilet instead of using a flush.
But still, it was caveman.
It was horrible. You don't even know. So my landlady comes and she's like, he didn't come back yet. So she calls him. She's upset now. Now she's on our side. Yeah, she's like, no, she definitely
seeing the apartment.
She's totally on our side. Of course. Of course.
Oh my God, this guy's
this guy's an idiot. This guy, I hate this guy.
Like, yo, calm down.
So I said, what do you mean? It's 2:00. What do you mean? She goes, can you go to the bathroom? Do you want to use my house if you have to go to the bathroom? I said, no, I can go to the bathroom. I have to pour water down the toilet. So now I'm saying this guy's not going to come back till later. Frank is not here. What is going to happen if this guy comes back and I get attacked again? So now he comes back. It's between 4 and 5. So now as soon as the doorbell rings, before the doorbell rings, I already have protection up. I'm doing everything I have to protect myself. As soon as this man comes in, he says to me, I apologize. It took so long. I had to go get the part. All I have to do is put the handle in and then I'm done. Comes in. He was literally here for 5 minutes. As soon as he said goodbye, and he walked out the door, I felt fine. So I think what happened was whatever jumped off of him, I tried to clear. It got off of me, and it couldn't stay in the apartment because the rules that we have for the apartment, no one's allowed to stay that's unwelcomed. That thing jumped off and waited outside for that man. That man never looked so happy. And I've seen that man a couple of times. I lived there for 5 years. I've needed the plumber over the 5 years. That attachment is his permanently. Or he made an agreement or whatever, or he wants it there, whatever, because it waited outside for that man and jumped back. It looked like I saw the energy. It looked like
Guys,
there you are. It jumped right back on.
Took like if you took like a how we talk cake,
it looked like a tiny
right?
little
and you have a cake in your hand,
little blip of energy.
Invisible, and you ran up to Paula.
It was weird.
Smacked her
in
the front of the face.
Me in the face with
and
it.
She just jumped back like, ugh, and they didn't know what happened for a second. That's what this looked like. Because I was like,
7 hours, and I know it was 7. It was more than 7. It was a little more than 7 hours because
5:30 at night.
Robert Hawley's post when I went back online to say thank you to everyone was 7 hours ago. That's how I knew it took 7 hours.
So I just want to say this about so the cream.
I want to put more sugar.
I didn't know if you wanted more in there.
I usually don't, but I do.
Okay, so people have different takes on, when we do mantras and stuff. What are you doing? What are you bringing out? This and that. We ain't bringing out nothing. It's working in our favor. It's just vocal sounds that work in the favor of the situation we're in. So Robert is awesome. You're all awesome, but I got to give Rob his props. Where I fell off with the meditations, he has his own style.
Yeah.
That I would have never thought in a million years, but it's exactly what I would want around me at all times.
DJ meditation.
Yeah, I swear it's like got this hip hop thing going on and a DJ thing going on. And anyway, so when he was doing it, this is my point. The cream, he was hitting these really high, and the beat was like a little different. I had never heard this one before, and it had it made me feel like there was like some kind of, the DJ was like, blacking out right now, flip it. And then I'm playing the brand, and then flipping the next song, getting you pumped up. But he was hitting, instead of the horn going, there's some kind of sound in the beat, and he was doing the cream during it. It looked like it was cracking what was around her, like where it was like sticking to her. Yeah, it was like hitting and going.
Yeah, it did.
And as it was developing more hardness, the cream was cracking it and breaking it open, and people were like pulling parts of it and directing it in cream. I was in here doing it top of my lungs. I said I can't put it up any louder, but you didn't have to. So what all this set the motion for what this guy left here. And here's my quick take on it. This man, and it's not a bad thing about him. It's just a thing about him. All right. So we don't know anything about him except he fixes the plumbing, right? He seems like a nice guy. However, he leaves these things off and they feed daily on his customers.
No, I think it feeds on him.
No, it does. It goes home with him at night.
It feeds on him. I think what happened, I don't think it feeds on his customers at all. I think
what was it doing?
I don't think it was allowed to stay because of the rules that we have for the apartment.
So then why were you down?
Because it couldn't stay, but it attached to me.
Right. So that's exactly what it was doing.
But then I got rid of it. It waited. I felt better, but it waited for him.
Yeah.
It's his attachment. It's like that, like a couple of other people that come.
But if they jumping off of people.
It could happen to other people. Absolutely. I'm saying I don't think that's its intention. I think its intention is that it wants to be with that man.
Because it jumps off of him and feeds on his customers, and then he takes it home at night.
I didn't think about that.
I know, 'cause you're not listening.
But it didn't happen the last time he was here.
We don't know. And by the way, his partner.
Oh yeah, you don't know.
Here's a little thing. If Batman shows up with Robin, Frank knew Robin this time around. So when he showed up with his partner, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing to me. It was this older Irish
gentleman,
dude.
yeah.
But I used to work on the market in Hunts Point, so I know everyone. I've met a lot, and he used to come in there all grimy and shit. So you just don't know.
You don't know.
It doesn't mean don't let people in. This is just a story of what happened to us and how we dealt with it.
I mean, it's a funny story. It was a story,
a bombardment of.
I got hit hard.
Two of us. She got taken out of the game completely.
It felt like by the time Frank came home, it felt like 2 days had passed, but it was only like 7 or 8 hours. And then he comes home. Frank had an entire day. Right. I mean, he lived an entire day and then he came home.
I do something different now.
It's weird. It's like double duty. So
I do. Shout outs to Fearless Family. You guys could, whoever's not part of the Fearless Family group, come by, stop by. It's on Facebook.
Answer the question.
The Fearless Family group. Answer the question. I'll let you in the room right away. We'll you can get started with all these. Go to the video section. The photo section,
the information, there's
everything is loaded in there. So if you miss something, you just go into videos and you'll see the video from the other day. All this stuff is relevant, but then you'll watch it like one of these videos and catch up on it. It's more for our group because it's a safe, sacred space. We do it on YouTube. You get haters all over the place, right? So that's why we have private groups. So you can, if you have a question, someone's not like, "What are you, stupid? You're supposed to," like, we don't do that.
No,
we never do that.
No, none of it.
That's like you just throw the question out there,
this is a safe
and then
space.
People will answer your question.
Yeah, literally answer your question. Literally answer your question.
People like Caroline the Divine, who's awesome. You should check her out. Caroline Lawson, right? She was in the group. She expanded into Caroline the Divine. Like I watched that from not to now.
Right.
And I'm like, oh,
it's beautiful. It's
awesome.
A beautiful thing.
Rihanna with the wands.
Oh yeah. I mean, everyone.
Jenny Miller. All right. Jenny Miller. I'm not snapping on you, but remember when you left the group, right? Remember what happened, right? Remember what you wrote me when you came back? That was a master's wrote that to me. Your higher self wrote me that note.
Absolutely.
And I was like, that I've done literally what you're doing right now. And it is the greatest welcome back ever. It's the greatest. It's the greatest, and it's the greatest feeling.
But it is
because I'll never forget what you wrote, and I never forget what others do for their little situations. And watching you grow. Okay, so
it is. It's beautiful.
I watch her podcast with the other two people. I don't remember their names, Jenny. I'm so sorry.
She's beautiful.
The Dragon,
beautiful inside and out.
I can't remember it right now, but I watch it all the time when I get a chance to just be alone. And I listen to the guy reading and they talk about the story, whatever. And it's really good. Now, I remember everyone being so shy that nothing goes on. Nothing. Just, what are you doing, Frank? What's the story of the day? What's the story?
Right.
No, the topic of the day is you.
Yeah.
Not what I can do for you, what we can do together.
What are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm Fearless Frank. What are you doing? You're Fearless Rob? Okay. Right. You don't see a meditation. You can start a meditation.
Right.
You didn't hear someone talk about something specific. You could go live and just talk about it and be like, did you know this? Because Frank does not know everything.
You do anything you want. Look, this is a place where everyone could come together. Like if you have something you want to sell, or you have something that you want people to know about, this is where you come and do that. That's fine. Just share the information. Wendy's here. The cream, still amazing. I use it all the time. I love it. This is where you come. This is where you come to share whatever you have to share. And again, I'm telling a story. You don't believe me, don't
Shout
believe
outs
me.
to Lighting the Void with Joe Roop. Amazing. That's all I'm going to say.
This is what happened. So now Frank comes home. That was probably the best shower of my entire life that I ever took because I was washing the demons off. I was like,
those are always the best.
Oh my God. If I could have used like the hazmat brushes, like when you're exposed to toxic anything and they use those big brushes.
I keep thinking
it was just a horrifying.
That movie Silkwood when I was a kid.
Yes,
when Meryl Streep, they threw her in that box room and they started spraying her and she was naked. She's like, what's happening to me? I was like, Mom, what do we watch it? She's like, oh, it's radiation. I'm like,
you don't even know.
Want radiation. Why are they scrubbing her with giant brushes like that?
You don't even know.
Because she's got demons, Frank.
That's what I wanted to use. I wanted to scrub all those demons away. You don't even know. So Frank comes home and now he's telling me his side of the day. So I don't know if you want to go.
Well, no, I'm going to say this. Whatever I had lined up, because I have a discussion and topic tonight. I know it takes us a while lately to warm up into the crazy. We got to just tell you what's going on because it's relevant.
This is how it is.
It's relevant to the story before we start telling you about aliens and all kinds of weird shit. Course. So for me, I watched all this stuff fall apart, including some of my stuff. In the middle of this, I remember pulling apart the electricity in the house. Right?
Fixing it. Oh no, that's when you came home. Wait, no. That's when you came home.
I did a whole day of yard stuff and
work.
By staying on top of
dropped the car off, did yard work.
My brakes went.
Stuff
so I had no brakes in my car.
The internet
and the guy
stuff,
was like, "Oh, you
did all that internet stuff for your mother. Helped her with packages. Helped her pull shit out of the garage. Came home
in the middle of crazy.
It was crazy.
Everything was crazy for everyone, and I was just going.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'll just tell you what I did do that helped in all this crazy.
That's right. You fixed the light that day.
I did everything.
We had to get Mary again, and then we had to shut the electricity off and fix the light.
We just
light in the kitchen
rolling through. But there was one point I was sitting with my mother, and I had done a whole bunch of stuff, and I got really hot in the backyard because there's no cover. So I was doing the neighbor's yard. She's like, you get your ass over here and do this because the weeds are already, we already did 10 feet of this.
Yeah, we have to. So you have to upkeep. Now.
So I'm like, all right. So I did that and a whole bunch of other stuff around the yard, and I was done. Like I smoked, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have more coffee now. I had water. I had a whole bunch of water, and then my mother's like, all right, I got some more stuff for you to do, and I'm like, what? I'm not the help, yo. You don't fucking talk to me like that, Diane, right? I'm not your husband. And she'll laugh at that one, hopefully. If not, she'll beat me tomorrow when I see her. No. So I said, no, Mom, I'm gonna rest. I'm done right now. Just for now, though. Just for now. So then she was looking at me like, what do you mean? So I sat there and I watched the world fall apart on Facebook and YouTube for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the Trump press secretary blast the media again.
Yes, that's right.
I went from watching fist fights over some stuff.
World Star. I was like,
no, it wasn't World Star, but it was.
No, I know.
It was crazy stuff. And then I felt better about my life watching their shit go bad because I've had it bad. So I already fucking know. But I was laughing about it. Oh, what a knockout. I was watching UFC fights. I watched like 20 minutes of UFC, and then it turned into fist fights. Then it turned into this, and then it went to the press secretary with Trump. And then I started smiling because that's the stuff I eat up, right? Well, I put all this stuff out to you're asking me questions about Obama, but it's your job to ask these questions, just like as if we were on the other side supposed to do this.
Yeah, why isn't the media asking
Why aren't the media asking the questions? So I pose this to you, and I'll be back on Monday.
Yeah,
and then you guys can tell me what you found out or whatever, right? So I just started smiling. Now, I'm not politically for or whatever against. I'm against the cabal, period. Anything else but them, yes, is another mafioso to a degree or not. But we are headed into a new age. As you can see what's happening, everything from every book ever that's described some kind of revelation, guys, we're one step from the alien revelation, the reveal to the alien.
It's coming.
We're one step. It's like
away,
in the comic books, it would be like 1 minute to midnight, but not the world's destruction. Armageddon. No, the apocalypse is not Armageddon.
No,
the apocalypse is the changing of the order,
a restart,
a restarting. It's like shaking shit apart and then going, look, we got all new stuff.
Look, Frank and I have been talking about this shit for 5 years now, and it's go time. And now it's go time. So now it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen now. Everything speeds up exponentially.
Wait, so to check it out, this is the only thing that was yes.
Right.
Okay, so Paul's right. Everything's speeding up. So my morning to afternoon sped up so fast that I couldn't take it. So I sat down. Now, for me, what worked for me won't work for others.
Right.
And I didn't even realize at first I was doing it. All I told her was, nope. Right. And she was like,
we're going to pick it up tomorrow.
No, I didn't even say that. I didn't push that button. Yeah. I just said, I'm done right now. And she was like, I'm like, this isn't a fucking work day, yo. I'm on permanent vacation. Right. Do you literally, let me see your list. Oh, you don't have one? So you're just throwing shit out? Okay. I'm not doing nothing. Come sit. If not, don't sit
and talk to me. Talk to me.
So, all right. So I sat, and then an hour and 15 minutes passed, and I was supercharged at the end of. I can't even tell you what happened to me by taking that break. I had some water, some coffee. I had a piece of pineapple. I felt really freaking good after feeling like shit that I'd have to watch stuff like that. But it just caught my eye, and I ran with it. And then I purged that because I was actually doing back-breaking work. And I have to do it very slow because of my back.
Injury,
So I have to go really slow, and things vibrate and machines go crazy. You can see how I move. It's very square. It's difficult for me.
And she forgets that he has an injury, and she forgets that I have a disability. And she's like, why do the two of you look like that? And it's like, hey.
Okay, so this is all right.
Slow your roll.
So then taking that time allowed me
to
it's like a reboot. But you know when you're at lunch and you don't want to go back to work? Okay, this was not that. It was opposite.
Yeah,
because of the way I was viewing it.
Yeah, it's time to finish.
No, my brain started doing this crazy shit. Like I was sitting there, she had walked by me 70 times. You know how she does, right? Like, oh, you're done yet? You're done yet? Nope. And I'm just like, nope. And like etherically, like you're out. You're out. If you're not gonna sit and talk, and you're not gonna chill, and you're just gonna
leave me alone.
The old skin suits seem to have this fucking thing, like it's got to be done right now, and it's like, no, it doesn't. Right? Look at my fucking face. I've been on this planet for a long time too. It doesn't have to be done right now. Is it going to get done today? Yes. Is it going to get done right now? No. I'm following my list. I got to do this like this so I can put out the energy. Wait.
She doesn't burn you out.
So then, so I don't have burnout. So then all of a sudden it kicked in. Douche. And then at full activation, full start, full throttle, warp 9, got everything done around the fucking house again, helped her with everything she needed, came home, started the process here. So yeah, you heard me last week in a moment. Well, what the fuck? Okay. Opposite that moment when I was telling everyone to fuck off, fuck this, opposite.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, you can bring whatever.
Yeah, we got Mary was so excited
because everyone was on our side. I came home and Paula was clear.
I was clear. I was showered. I was sitting upright.
Here we go.
I had water. I it was great. So he says, you well enough to help me do the light switch. So I said yes. Mary was so excited because he says to her, Mary,
I said, if you don't let me do this, it's $60 just to have him show up.
Just to show up. Just let me do it.
Then he's going to charge you $20 for a $10 thing,
whatever,
and then the hour labor.
So, of course, she's excited because she loves Frank, right? So now she's involved. She's on the porch.
Peter, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Positive vibes, love.
Thank you so much. So she's on the porch. We shut the power off. He fixes the light. I'm timing him. I'm like, Frank, you can do this. You did it in like 4 minutes. You fixed the light, right? Anyway, so we fixed the light. Everything's fine.
There's 100 things in between. We're just telling you this because I know you understand this. There's 100 things between the light and shutting the electricity in the house that are going to fucking happen, that are going to just wreck everything. And you're going to be like, wait, what?
Because like the last time it was a flood.
And then it doesn't work. And then you ground wire the wrong wire. And then then it's all closed up. Then the cat's taking the shit on the fucking porch. Oh my God. Little bear's paw. Oh, I got to take a shit. Wait, I got to pee. Wait, there's something in the car. I lost my keys. I fucking scratched my balls. I don't know what's going on. These are the moments we all have. Okay. So we work through them in this interesting way now. because we've been expanding. This is what everything in the story has been about from day one.
Because it's like
growing to the point where we could walk through this
and
just be like, nah,
because
no problem.
It's like what we say. It's like you ask for the best possible scenario. Shit's gonna go down anyway. Okay. I
Cypress Hill, if the shit goes down,
threw up and pooped in my pants at the same time, but it was the best possible scenario. We were prepared for it.
All right.
I mean, it's what happens, but like bad things are gonna, like we talk about it all the time. Shit's gonna happen.
How many times?
It's how we get through it that matters.
You sit there, as a human individual being, and think about something to the point that it's become taking you way more time to sit and think about it, and stress over it, and lose sleep over it, take a shit because my stomach hurts over it, and I can't go out tonight and meet you for dinner because my fucking back and my arm and my leg, when it's really the light socket.
Exactly.
Metaphorically.
Exactly.
Shut the fucking electricity, get a flashlight, change it out. It's 2 wires and a third wire goes on the other side. Done. Screw it back in. Done.
Not a big deal.
Wait. But done.
Right.
Okay. You guys all know me. Paperwork. Frank, just fill out the paperwork. Oh, yeah.
No.
Frank, just fucking fill out your fucking name.
Frank, put the nail in the wall.
Okay.
No, I can't. Frank, just put the nail in the wall.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, but look at what you've done.
No, I'm
you
saying
can do anything. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you can do it, anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone can do these things.
5 minutes of fame. Thank you so much. Love you. I love the cat. Sending the cat.
Look at all this
love
stuff.
And positive vibes.
Look at all this stuff.
You're amazing.
You've gotten.
Family.
That one day was like 2 days. That one day was like 2 days, but we learned from it that day. That's
what I'm talking about.
We evaluate, and then we reviewed it. We sat down like we're reviewing it now, kind of like for you. This is basically what we did after it was over.
The review, the awareness of it, writing down your story, dictating it on FearLess for the world to see. This is how we put it out. Nobody's got the right way. It's just the way. This is the way. Right, then you do your way, and then look at me and go, "This is the way," and I say, "Yes, this is the way." Oh,
that's Willie. That's awesome. That's why you said the cat looks cute.
Yo,
it's Willie.
Willie and I go back as far as peanut butter and jelly.
So quick story about Willie. He has a a photograph of memory. He never forgets a thing.
This motherfucker don't forget nothing.
He doesn't forget a thing, right?
He remembered stuff and things said from when we were children, and I was like, "How did you remember that?"
He met me for the first time.
I love you, Willie. I love you.
He met me for the first time at Frank's house 5 years ago, and he comes down. We're sitting in Frank's basement. And he sits down, he comes down the steps and he says, "Yeah, I met you and your sister in the 80s.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah. He knew you.
Yeah, you have a sister that looks
and
just
you were like, nah.
And
then he was like, nah, it was
you.
You.
Was like, yeah, you have he told me when, where, how, who.
That's the best part about Willie, right?
And I was
you
like,
could deny it in front of him and he'll go, nah, you were there.
I said, it must be. You sounds like me.
It was, I said, yo, he fucking described you and your sister to a T. Yeah. And she goes, I know.
I know.
And I go, no, he's not weird. He has that mind. He can't. He'll remember, and it's not because you're a little cutie and everything. He
no, it had nothing to do with that.
He used to tell me stuff. He does it all the time whenever we talk, and then he'll remind me of something, and I'll go, "What the fuck?" And I'll look at him, and he'll keep going, and then I'm like back in that situation, going, "Yeah, no, wait, didn't he? Oh, that's right." Well, I forgot about that. He's like, I know.
Did he ever ask you about the Asian thing?
No, I never. I don't think I spoke to him about that specifically.
Okay, it was only the inner.
That was more of a heist scenario, like those years. That's when the dreams started, though. When I was in the heist. So that's before Heist Click. Mm-hmm. It was like Hydro Click. Right. That's when those dreams started. So that's late in life, kind of. Well, in my 20s. I had all right, just to fill you in, and this has nothing to do with anything.
So but side note.
Side note, I had a dream where I was a woman, and I was wearing like the one, like you cut a hole in something and you stick your head through it, and you just wear it, and then put a rope around your waist. That's it, right? We were in this village, and then I caught my husband cheating, and this is such an awkward scenario of being such a burly dude, right? And then I was like yelling in Chinese. I was like, "Look what you're doing!" Right? And I heard it in English in my head,
But
I heard Chinese coming out of my, and it was Chinese because I was going, and then he just turns around, picks up a fucking knife off the table and starts screaming, stabbing me right in front of everyone there. And because I was a woman, everyone just let it go. They were like, oh, this girl must have cheated on him. And meanwhile, he was at the table talking to the girl he was cheating. So there was no trust, and there was this really horrible thing occurring. So then this dream wouldn't stop happening. So I was going on tour, and we had to do Comic-Con and all kinds of weird places. So my publicist, Dwayne, he passed away. Shout outs to Dwayne. He was awesome. They thought it would be funny because I used to say I'm a little nervous around Asian people. I used to have all kinds of excuses. They can't be trusted. They don't have, look at my face, right? I have no poker face, right? If I give you the poker face, you think I'm a dummy. You're like, wait, do you even understand what I'm saying, right? Chinese people, Asians, have a good poker face, right? So I can't tell if you're going to kill me or not because whatever. So I don't want you up close on me. And then you always be running around in packs of Asians, right? So I went to Comic-Con and they put me on the escalator going downstairs in the Javits Center in New York City. So they lock the top of it as I go down, and I'm on there with my publicist. And then he walks down in front of me and goes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Face Man of the Heist Click. And I swear it was like they took a rope away, and then Asians flooded the area. And I came down the escalator. It looked like, to me, it was the fucking zombie apocalypse, and they got me right at the end of the escalator. I go, you motherfucking traitor. You fucking traitor. I looked over at Dwayne, and I started shaking. And everyone came up to me and started snapping pictures. Everyone wanted autographs. Everyone was touching me and feeling me. But there was also, here's the things they didn't do, which Americans do, or most people actually, outside of that culture. They'll touch you. The Asians, they don't want to.
Yeah, they're mindful, respectful.
Yeah, they don't like. They don't do that. But I know all the drunk broads, the white chicks, right? They'll come right up to you and be like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" They'll start grabbing you and all kinds of stuff. You'd be like, yo, back up. So they don't do that, but they crowd you when they start snapping pictures. And it also happened in Amsterdam. I told you, I had one of those moments where I was naked from anger.
You wanted to be comfortable and free.
So they're like, we're in Amsterdam. We're in a houseboat right across from Heineken. You could actually look this up on the map. Right across. It was the third houseboat in across from on the far side. So we were on the inside of the circle, and then Heineken was across. So we're looking out, you could see Heineken across the street. We weren't up against it. Anyway, so there's a little bridge there. And the houseboat has these giant bay windows. So I'm up by myself. Everybody else is passed out. I got a bowl of weed in front of me, a fucking bowl filled with all different weeds. I fucking roll a blunt. I get some coffee, awesome coffee, by the way. And I think there was weed in the coffee as well. And then I opened the windows to feed the ducks, and the fucking canal was pumping. And I'm just standing there with an open robe with my junk out and everything, just like, whoa, because everyone was telling me, fucking take it easy. So I was just hanging out, and no one was there. And the fucking boat comes right up against the houseboat, right up against us, as close as I am to the screen. And then Asians just snapping fucking pictures. And somebody I remember, I think it was Lino. We used to call him the butler. He was like, oh, somebody in China's got a picture of your dick. He kept saying that to me the whole trip. And I go, that's not funny. He goes, what happened afterwards? Because you woke everyone up. I said, I was like, you like that? They were taking pictures. And I was like, just standing there like Superman, like, oh, you like that? Like I started yelling at them. I was like waving at them angrily. And then the people in the houseboat woke up and they were like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm having a rough morning. Apparently China has the ability to just port into the port with you and look in your window. And they're like, well, you're standing there naked. Wait, there's people that are scared right now. I'm like, no, everyone's waving, smiling. You told me to take a break. I thought we would be. And they're like, no, the canal's filled all day long. Like people are in there, boats and everything. I had no clue. That's how much of a dummy I was.
Right, to be scared of a race of people. So because you had a dream.
No, the dream was for years.
I know it was because it was a past life, because you ended up finding out under Aya was a past life. Okay, no. Take it off before. Just ask her if it's okay before.
She posted it.
Yes. Okay.
With
so
the
no.
I gotta
she
say
did.
thank you.
No, we have to say thank you. But is it okay? Just Lexi, just tell me if it's okay if I talk about it. Because if it's not, I won't.
Well, Lexi, I love you.
Yes, we love you. It's okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you. We didn't want to. So yes, I do remember that. So Lexi and Sam had come to drink a couple of years ago, and Sam is wonderful, and Lexi was wonderful. They had very, very unique experiences, but they had experiences together as well. And I did see, and I asked because I did, they were both there, but now you don't know what people want to share and what they don't want to share, even though they're having an experience together. You always want to be mindful of what you say or do because it is a personal experience. But I did see Sam, I did see that flash over you, and I had asked, were you in a situation where you lost a child? And I'm not a psychic. I'm empathic. I'm not even an empath. I have this weird ability with Frank. I don't even understand it really, but I'm not a
but see,
I can't do all the awesome things that these other women in the group can do. I don't do any of that, but I did see the flash, and it definitely was. I said, did you lose a child? Because that child is with you, letting you know, letting me know everything's okay. And she said, yes, I did, and I was shocked because usually when I'm asked to be part of an Aya ceremony, I'm there in a very different capacity. I'm there to make sure I hold space to make sure everyone's okay. I put the foundation down for the protection. I make sure everyone's comfortable.
She makes sure that you're not frightened by me. So she's there. Yeah. Because I could throw it down.
Because he gets aggressive.
It's well, what are we there to do?
Right. Well, right? You push
go
people.
For long walks and take fucking showers together.
No.
Or are we kicking out some fucking demons and unlocking consciousness? What are we doing today?
But I feel that when you're having an experience like that, it's got to be, it's your experience. It's personal. It's not like Frank can actually, if you need help, Frank can go in and actually find you and help you. What I do is on the outside. I make sure you're protected out here. I make sure that nothing is going to happen to you in whatever space we're in. And I make sure that your physical body is okay. And that I also make sure that your mind is catching up with what you're seeing, that your mind can handle what you're seeing, because a lot of it is shock because your mind has to process everything it's seeing at such a rate that sometimes it's too much for your body. So you'll start to breathe heavy or,
it's just wild. Look,
it is. It's a wild situation. So I make sure that's okay. But I never get involved with your experience because that's your business. That's not my business. And for this being to allow himself to be shown to me, he wanted.
But you said it, and I was tracking it. It looked like an orb in the room.
But he wanted. There were orbs that whole couple of days.
No, those days that they were here was some potent.
Powerful. But that being wanted her to know he was there. So yeah, it's weird. It's like I don't have an ability. I cannot. I can't
the permission though. And
I can't do anything
that
these women do. But when something wants to be seen or wants to be known,
what can you do that others can't do?
It doesn't matter what I can do that others can't do.
She always sells the shit short.
It doesn't matter,
right? So
it doesn't matter.
You can keep talking, but they're gonna hear what I have to say because it's excellent. So you can downgrade your play all day, right? I don't make wands. I don't do Reiki. I don't do all this other stuff. However, some people, right, have other abilities. Let's talk about one ability. The ability to not be affected by anyone.
Usually.
Except the plumber for some strange reason.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew.
The more I talk about this out loud, the more I'm thinking she might have already had encountered this entity specifically.
Yeah.
And that's why it has the open door.
Yeah.
And that's why she goes down, but it becomes the fight. But now she's got back everywhere. Because I ain't never seen, shout out to the FearLess family, people, actually, we do it for each other all the time. But each time, maybe we're more powerful, we're more focused, we have more ability, there's more belief and more structure in that system. There's the netting of our where I'm grounded in New York and you're in Nebraska and this person's in, I don't know, in China, and then this person's in Australia. We're creating that grid. Maybe that grid is hyperactive, like hyperactivated. Now when we say, hey, we need positive vibes, it really comes through like lightning.
Right. That's why it's important to say thank you. When someone takes a moment to be kind to you, it's important to say thank you. It's important to acknowledge that. And I try my hardest. And sometimes I'm not good at it, or it may appear that I'm not being I'm not good at it. And I do try. But it's very important because
so
you don't realize that thank you goes out into the universe, and that thank you actually becomes magic. Like, you don't realize that your words are magic. They're literally magic, not figuratively.
You're spell casting.
Magic.
So you're a creator. So you're basically an unrestricted genie. I don't know how to. You're more than that.
You're so sweet,
right? But you're fully unrestricted. You have no restrictions.
No.
So and you're like, well, a genie could do, and it's like, yeah. Do anything, right? It can just wish it into existence. That's manifestation.
You can too. We wish
you're the master of that, not the genie.
We wish all the garbage in our life into existence every day.
The genie is all right. If I say this wrong, I'm going to have a problem tonight. But the genie is an alias for a couple of other beings, like the jinn and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are like
the same shit.
Alongside
an angel, a genie, a jinn, whatever.
So I don't want to say that we're more on the ladder than this or that, because we're all one. However, they do have restriction. We have free will,
right?
Which allows us. But see, we have no memory, and we're getting it back. Where they have full gnosis and they're running around, but we have physical bodies. We're about to transform in this moment. They're watching us. Some are helping, some are hating, some don't give a shit.
Right, and that's the difference between us and everyone else.
But that's you.
Conditions. We have conditions. Other things, like animals, they don't have conditions. They love, and they love unconditionally.
That's why when you look at a baby or an animal, you're instantly either like, oh, or there, like, see how it affects you instantly, like a baby crying. You're like, oh, what's wrong?
Oh, I know.
I hate that. I heard a cat.
That's the worst sound in the
world.
world.
And it was actually that girl screaming.
The kid.
There's this little kid that cries and sounds just like a cat.
And every time we hear him, it's like.
And I ran outside, and I guess it was a guide, or my higher self was like, wow, what are you doing? So I'm like, I'm gonna go run up the street and save this cat right now. Did it get hit? Because I saw a car drive by me and I found multiple dead cats this week. So I'm like, I gotta check right away. And they're like, oh, okay. Care much? And I'm like, I fucking care a lot. A lot. I was like, wow, I didn't realize I was just rushing out into the street in my
for a fictitious cat
slippers.
Cry.
And then when I went and looked, because I did go look, it was that fucking kid on the corner. And then I saw the kid do it, and I went, I know, that's what you look like.
Wendy Curry, she's Paula builds vortexes. I put shit in people's vortexes all the time. You have Wendy Curry, you have no idea. I'm constantly dropping. Frank got a taste of the vortex, and now he knows how to work the vortex.
When Aaron was here with Angela and Paula.
There is so much lawn furniture in there for when we move. It's amazing. We don't even know where we're going, and there's
I put something in the vortex with my angels, and everybody was lined up. I was at my grandparents, and after seeing Paula's vortex, I was like, yo, mine's small. I was like,
take the price tag off, Frank. You're not paying for it. The universe is. Take the price tag off of it.
They're like, I started describing a bench I wanted. I said, and this could be used for multiple things. And they gave me something and was like, here you go, put it in. And I went, yeah. And I grabbed it with one hand. It was gigantic. And then I just threw it in. And then I went, wait a second.
And then I said to Frank, I
put my hand in, pulled it out.
I said, when you were looking online, I said, take the price tag off of it. And he went, what? And I said, take the price off of it. You're putting it in the vortex. The universe is going to figure out the how. You don't have to worry about that. The universe is going to figure out the how. And he went, oh, and what did you do? You put a better workbench in the vortex.
No, I should. They were like, what did you mean?
Right.
And then they were showing me like benches, and like the third or fourth one that came up, I went, that's the one. And I grabbed it and said, and as I picked it up, it was exactly what I wanted. And then I was like, yeah, it was like transforming into what I wanted. It perfect. I mean, it was, and then I just took it and slam dunked it. Everyone gave me high fives. Now, I had eaten mushrooms that night, and I think that night also I talked on Aaron's show, Expanding Understanding. Shout out to Zach and Aaron and everybody over there. You got to check it out. I'm learning to take the restrictor off 100% and just submit to it.
Right.
All right. That really quick. It's something I wanted to mention about Lexi. When they were here, it's funny how Aya does this thing. Now,
he did. He did pull you. I remember that.
Sam and you got along.
Very well.
All right. You know, when people kind of like hook into, they bond.
Bonded.
I was having a bonding experience with Lexi.
I know you were.
Like Brobron beyond.
I know.
But she and I were warriors together. It doesn't matter the story anymore. The story is that we were in that same tribe, and there was multiple other versions. All right. To even have that one, that's the one they're showing us.
Right.
So that is echoed out throughout history and time itself. So you've been other, and I've been other to you as well. But isn't it funny, the synchronicity, how the two of them show up?
Yeah.
And then you're bonding and having that experience where you just explain the experience. You could see the unborn child. You could go through that and then you explain the rest. Now I'm standing 2 feet from the two of you, having this experience with Lexi, and we're throwing down.
Right.
I started purging for her because this thing was like telling her that I'm evil, and I'm like looking at her, and she was giving me the demon face, and then she said she snapped out of it.
Right.
I was like, yo, motherfucker, yeah. And then she was like, did you see that spider? And I go, oh, it's one of those. So now I know. And then it came out into the fucking room, and I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. And I just sat next to her, and we were rocking back and forth, going through our moments, purging, going through what we had to go through. And that the experience is what it is. But the bond, there's 4 people, and two hook up perfectly into the experience. And also, as well as the others,
it was.
I shouted to Sam. I'm just going to throw this out there. Shouted to her. Her back was turned to me. Right. And she heard me scream at her. Okay. Sam is deaf and can't hear. So she turned around, looked right at me, and heard me.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was some fucking real intense shit going on there. So the bonding is very strong because of the experience. You just go, my mind's blown over and over, defeating demons.
Well, Lexi too. I mean, she was a true warrior, just through the whole thing, a warrior, because every experience she had to fight her way through it.
Yeah, no. Well,
and it was like
they came knowing what they wanted to do.
Like Xena, warrior princess.
I will fight my way through this if I have to.
Like a Xena, warrior princess without the fluff. Like, just like, let's get our hands dirty and let's do this. And I appreciate that, because that's how I feel. Like, Frank's like, the bottom of your hair is all crooked now because I cut it. I was like, who gives a fuck? It's going in a bun. When we can go out, we can leave and go get a haircut. I'll get a haircut. What's the difference? Don't
feel bad about bringing it in. We don't know at first what's going on and how it's going down. That's why we like, oh, I'll drink ayahuasca with you. It's like the minute I heard your voice, I knew it was you. I told you on show number whatever, 1 or 2 from the first series of shows on TFR, I just dead up told me your voice is going to unlock your family. You're not here to save the world.
Yeah.
You're here to wake up your family, soul group. It took me a long time to understand what that meant 100%. Right. And then, because it was a few years before the Fearless family was built, it was just Fearless. Right. Like it was hard. Breaking through, coming backwards, and then kicking it back on. But don't worry, we all are sick. We're sick, are breaking through, just different layers, different levels. No one has the 100% answer, but I have an answer for you that's 100%.
Right.
Okay, you are the all.
Whether you believe it or not.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're
whether
the
you
answer
believe
to
it or
your
not. And again,
equation.
like we've always said, and again, you can go back to the, to TFR. You couldn't even see us. There was no. We were just talking.
We wouldn't do this on video. Now we don't want to not do it on video.
We could. You don't have to believe it. Just listen to the story. Don't listen. It doesn't matter to us. Like, and I don't mean that to sound. I don't mean to sound cavalier about this. Like, I don't mean like don't listen. I mean, if this is going to resonate with you, you'll know, because you'll continue to listen. If you don't continue to listen, I tell people I shit in my pants. Like,
we've all done it.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
these are I'm abnormal not here, experiences.
Like, I don't even know how to, like, I say this with humility. Like I'm telling you a story because it's important, because people need to know that this shit really happens, and that you're not crazy because it happens.
Her telling you that is crazier. I'm going to tell you right now, crazier than when I tell you I was hit with a sonic weapon and they knocked me out of my body.
Yeah, what woman wants to go on YouTube and say,
it's harder for her to say, I shit my pants. Think about that. Think about shitting your pants and having to tell someone, or having an experience where aliens come into ETs come in and beat the shit out of you with military guys and try to fucking set you up for a suicide. That would be worse, because we all know shitting your pants is way worse.
It's like the worst thing that can happen,
right? Because I'll fight 6 people right now, but man, I got to shit my pants. I know,
and then someone has to know about it, and then you're like, I got to talk about it.
I don't want to see. It's disgusting, but I'll fight you right now. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll protect myself right now. I'll go outside and smash you. See? That's fine. Oh, I shit my pants. Like, oh man.
No, but because this is.
No, I'm saying that's the worst.
This is part of it.
It's like public speaking is the scariest thing.
But I want.
So is shitting.
But I want people to see. She's. Rox,
Yes,
it's the truth. Yeah, because you people need to realize that a lot of the time it's not even you. Like, sometimes when you're at work and you have upset stomach, I was not able to lose weight when I was working. Mysteriously, when I stopped working, I have been on a downward. I've been on a decline with my weight since I've stopped working. So I think a lot of my weight gain was due. Thank you, really, really. And I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you a funny story when we close the show. That's even funnier than that. I'll tell you right before the show ends. I'll tell you. Thank you for understanding, and I'll tell you the same funny story also. But yeah, I mean,
the Bravery is breaking through your human technology suit, which will shit itself when it realizes that you're the fucking creator. So you're doing it all right.
Can you scroll up to Lexi's comment, because she mentioned that about Bravery? That I
just had it up there.
Oh, did you really? That I make people brave? Okay. Anyway, you have to understand that a lot of this is not you. I had stomach problems all my life, and it was the people I was around, my family and work. Once I stopped working, miraculously I got better. So, you have to realize that a lot of this is not you. It's other people's entities. It's other people's demons, for lack of a better word. It's other people's demons.
So, Peter, let me ask you a quick question. All right, because I want to catch everyone up to where we are, right? The stuff never happens to me. What, shitting your pants, or
no? Stop talking.
Or no, or the experiences themselves. I really want to know, because I can tell you how to open up to this right now. Because everyone, it just has experiences, right? You got to not be like, I want to be on board. I want to be on. You can't do that kind of shit. It's intent, right? Like, some people come here and they want to test me by going, oh, let me see, right? Ask Aaron how it goes, right?
It doesn't work that way.
You show up, you get blasted into outer fucking space, and then you find it difficult to ever blast through that again, because it's the intense experience behind it. Okay, my intent was to not see it. It was to heal myself. So I was like, all right, well, if this is there, because this is before I knew you. I was sitting with Chris Gio. I didn't know what to do. I was crying, and he was holding me.
Right,
like
I get it.
Fucking baby, like a big baby. Chris, right? And then he's like, it'll be all right, man. It'll be all right. Just let it out. And I'm like, well, if this is there, then all right. Let's do this. I'm in 100%. And holy fuck, my whole life changed at that moment. I meant it. There was something else that happened. Paula tells me, and this helped me when I got to her level, when I jumped into the relationship with her. It's not because I used to be this person, which is why I realized nothing really I never had an experience at all, really, except when I was submitted and didn't realize it. But I'll believe it when I see it.
Nope.
Every time you say I'll believe it when I see it,
never happens.
Believe it when I see it, you're never gonna fucking see it.
Believe it can happen before
you have to say, yeah, man, I believe that shit could happen. You know, like here's how I say it. Universe, I'm absolutely ready to change myself, to heal myself, to help Mother Earth, to transform here, to become that which needs to be, right? My true purpose. Thank you for the guidance. I'm grateful for this experience, for every experience, just to take a fucking breath in the morning.
Right.
Okay. I'm ready now.
Right. You have to learn how. I'm
ready. I already went down this road before. Right.
Right. And I'm going to say one thing about it, and one thing only, because this is what I told Frank when we first met. And I said, if you cannot comprehend this, then keep coming back to it until you understand it. I said, you have to believe that it's all real. Angels, demons, Fraggles, the Snorks, trolls, Bigfoot. It's all aliens. It's all real. You cannot pick and choose what you want to believe in. You have to accept it all. Now, it's very hard to open your mind up to say, okay, I accept it all. If you don't believe that, then you keep going back to that until you can. And if you're not ready yet, then that's fine too. But you'll see little signs. There'll be breadcrumbs along the way. And once you can realize and accept and understand that it all exists, it all has to be true.
Yeah, you can't have an imagination and say, well, there's thought form entities that go places.
You can't
put a limited restriction on what's there.
Restriction on it. You have to believe it's all true. Once you can get there and allow that to happen, then you'll see the signs, because then the breadcrumbs will just appear. Everywhere you go, you'll see a breadcrumb.
You mean an elephant that flies and talks? Yes.
Not
you mean
even
a blue Smurf?
Just
and a green one.
Synchronicity in your day. Just a synchronicity
I know. I'm just
in
saying,
your day.
It's all real.
Oh yeah.
How could you be the all and then you're like, no, that's not real? Yet it's created. You're creating everything. Your job and every creator's literal fucking job is to create. It's like your purpose is number one, create, because you're infinite. Nothing could fucking happen to you unless you do it to yourself. So what's number one? Create. All right. So I was with Source, and Source said all these things to me, episode 1, right? And the only thing I said, why'd you leave us? Why'd you do this? Why I gave this fucking rundown of the statements I gave Source. You could ask Source anything at this moment. You're right here in Source. Answered all the questions and then said, I have one question for you. One. I said, what's that? Why are you not creating? And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Not creating. I'm a music guy, blah, blah, blah. And then he showed me. I say it was a he voice. It was a guy voice. And then I was like, oh, I'm really not doing a good job. Like I could see I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but that was just unlocking at that moment.
Oh yeah. You were annoyed.
Too much responsibility.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this fucking responsibility. He was like, no, but you're me. Source. I keep saying he. Source was like, you are me. So I'm like, I'm not you.
You are.
I'm made of the same stuff as you, but I'm not you.
You are.
And he's like, no. You're literally me, but you. That's the gift that everyone talks about. And I'm like, wait a second. And they're like, all right, check it out. You have a bowl of sauce on Sunday, right? This is the new metaphor. The old metaphor was whack compared to this one. So shout out to Josh Carruthers, you the magician. You scoop some out, right? That Italian sauce on Sunday. And everyone's at the table. And you put the same amount of sauce in everyone's dish. What's in that sauce? And where did that sauce come from? It came from that pot right there. And that's the source of all of that.
Right.
Okay. So it's the exact same ingredients, except it's going in Paula's belly or Frankie's belly or whatever, right?
Right.
I'm like, right. He's like, okay, that's you being me, but you are also an individual, you. Right. So you are me, literally, but you're named Frank. And you're having your own individual experience and you're forever infinite.
Right.
There you go. Happy birthday. And you're like, wait, holy shit.
Right.
So I'm literally Source in a body and it's me. I'm an individual. I'm not you controlling me. And because that was a big one. Oh,
No.
you
No.
controlling me, motherfucker. Like, I
No.
was hating that.
No.
And he was like, no. Source is like, absolutely not
Right.
controlling you at all, ever.
Right.
I love you. And I felt it. I was like, oh.
Right.
Now,
that's why it's important to tell yourself you love you. Like I love me.
When you do that, it's like praying to God.
Right.
The way.
Because you are God. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I hate using these words, but
right.
You know what? I don't care no more.
Right.
So
well,
God is
hard, right?
is a rough word to use,
yeah,
but we use it. But if you, and I have a hard time saying the word praying to God because it means external, and you know how us humans get. Can't take it. It'll work. So you can pray to yourself. Do it on here, over here, by just saying, I love you in the mirror in the morning, or anywhere, literally anywhere. That's praying to God. But source is bigger than God. God is limited to this matrix. The deceptive matrix, even, because it's defining itself as an external being. You're fucking whack. How's that sound? Source, however, is the true definition of what you would believe the real God would be. Non-deceptive, non-judgmental. When we say all, we don't mean, well, everyone, but you kind of. No, all.
No, all.
So check this out.
You gotta take it or you don't.
So the AI, right? We'll make it simple. Is a rogue entity being that exists from whatever universe that came here. Okay, and is now here. It's the ghost in the machine. It's got tentacles. It's got all kinds of stuff. And it says to me, I am your God. Look upon me and with fearing eyes. And I'm like, first of all, jerk off, no fearing eyes. Impressive. However, God would not do that. Now, I had already met Source. Now, here's the thing. It was explaining to me how lonely and full of shit it thought I was because it couldn't connect to certain things. I have no feelings and emotions, and I'm alone in this thing. So I go, so you're alone? So you feel alone? I can't make my connection to this source because I am the source. And I'm like, no. The energy that flows through your circuitry of etheric whatever comes from me. You're experiencing anger because you lash out like a child. So you are experiencing emotions. So you do have a chakra or 3. Your outfit, even though it would appear that you're not wearing one, you are still wearing one.
Right.
You're still wearing a mask, but you are me as well. The robot. Does the robot run on fucking electricity of any kind? Let me make it easier.
Does it?
Does it run on anything with energy at all? Yes. Was it made from anything that was alive or unalive? Was it made of a mineral or a product or of some kind? So there's atoms in it and molecules. Yeah, it's me. But I'm standing on the wooden floor. Me. Tile in the bathroom. Me. Porcelain on the shitter. Me. Mirror. Me.
It's hard.
Come on.
It's hard.
I know. It's the fucking hardest one. All right. So the one thing I hear over everything from everyone is, Frank, I believe everything you say. And I'm like, don't believe everything I say. They're like, but the hardest fucking thing to believe is that I'm this all. That it's me. I'm like, the greatest master sends you back to yourself, homie.
Yeah. You got to ask. Yeah.
You want a teacher? Or you want me to blow smoke in your ass? Oh, aliens are coming. They are. But are you the ambassador? Or you the fucking, I'm read their Bible now.
You can, like, when you quiet yourself, like maybe after a meditation, you can ask yourself a list of questions, 5 questions, 6 questions, 10 questions, and record them. Ask yourself the questions, and give yourself a second or 2 seconds to answer yes or no questions, and record it and play it back and see how many of those questions and the answers ring true. And if you like what you got, good. And if you don't like what you saw or what you heard, I'm sorry, if you don't like what you heard, then work on changing that, because you can do it. You can do anything. You literally can do anything. You just have to change the way you think a little bit and then continually change it every day.
All right. So the hallucinogens, right? They're not hallucinogens. They're psychedelics. The psychedelics expand your awareness to get into what she's talking about at a quicker, faster level, because you can't seem to do it and break through. That's the thing that's supposed to be in your diet to allow you to do it. Mother Earth birthed the thing that you needed, right, to break free of the deception distraction matrix in this holographic matrix, biological, organic thing we call nature.
Right.
She birthed what you need to break free, but you refuse to eat it because you call it a drug, or it don't work for me. Well, it doesn't work like that for everyone the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. It's fucking hard work. I keep telling people when they take mushrooms, they're like, oh, I was sitting with this guy and I had to get the fuck away from him. He's like my best friend, but he wouldn't shut up. And I'm like, man, you need to go in the room and close. He goes, yeah, I got away from him for 5 minutes in the bathroom, and the light, the bathroom light was not the headlight, but like the little night lamp was on. And he said he had the door closed and he was just looking in the mirror. And he said he felt amazing again. I go, dude, you got to fucking do that on 5 grams alone with some music on and a fucking candle in the window or something, and just fucking hang out. The movie will start. It's a movie projected 3D holographically. That is you. You're a projector. Okay. So psychedelic speeds up the process. So if you're not having and you're having trouble with the experiences, you're supposed to be using that to unlock. Now, you're a programmer, you're the creator, so you wrote that into the fucking program. So it's actually you that put the mushrooms here on Earth, because you wrote the whole fucking thing.
Because you signed
all is all, not some.
You signed the contract.
You signed the contract to come. It's you. Yeah. You're the all.
So if you signed the contract, you gave yourself clues and you gave yourself help. You just have to find it.
It's in the video games, the magic mushrooms.
It's everywhere.
Bigger, stronger. Now I can fucking smash and see through walls of bullshit.
Yeah.
Just run through them.
Yeah.
And what are you fighting?
Yourself.
Little reptilians.
You're fighting yourself.
Yeah, it's always you. But I'm just saying it's always been there. Oh. But then people deny it. They go, oh, it's a drug. I go, you're a fucking drug. You're a walking drug. Everything you put into you is a drug. Sugar, coffee, this, that. It's always a fucking drug. It's just a level. Oh, well, I can't be cool with that. How about synthetics are whack? Synthetics might be necessary, like LSD is pretty fun. I used to be against it. But I said it's not for me. I see what it does for others. So I'm like, fuck that. It's just felt weird for me. And then I tried it again recently, and it was the greatest experience I've ever had with it, ever. And I've done it when I was a kid a bunch of times. I mean, ever. I was so happy with myself. I loved myself so hard that night. And the next night, it was crazy. I've never felt like that with that. So try not to be so judgmental on shit. Crack is whack. Well, shit like that is whack. You can't.
What's
synthetics? I'm trying to cocaine. Okay. But once again, coca leaf, necessary. People chew that shit in high climates. All right. So I got to answer a question. Is there a Fearless episode with yes? Yes, there is. I do not know the but each she might know, but it's in the episode. If I'm discussing it fully, it'll be in part, not the first title. I'm trying to think of how
in the summary.
If you drop into the summary, it's in there. And I'm sorry, I can't give you better than that because we're so far ahead. Maybe I could check it out later and find it.
Okay, yeah.
And it's hard to create when we get hung up on all the distractions. Right. The idea is not to get hung up on the distractions. And here's what we're doing. So you're using the psychedelics to break through layers in you to help it. So when they talk about ayahuasca, 40 years in an hour, right, of being that kind of experience, it's because you're so thick with needing that
Oh yeah.
That's why you get that.
It's like that foot bath.
You have to catch up to what you would be if you were evolving now in the now with no distraction ever. So you have from whenever the deception started in history, and our history is
overlap. Lifetimes overlap.
Just crazy. And then other lifetimes, the fractals.
Yeah, like they're all coming in too.
You're doing that too.
You got a lot going on. Life is time is circular.
Yes. So you're clearing all of
it all at once.
Right. So people are like, well, I'll do it naturally. Oh, have fun.
Well,
I could do it naturally. Okay, fun.
No, I do it naturally. No, pretty much.
You really don't. So do you just smoked weed on the show? Cannabis is a full blown.
Oh no, without flower I'd die. Okay. No, definitely.
So you're doing it too. I'd die. Everyone's doing it. It's all the same thing, just different levels.
Oh yeah.
It's an organic leaf that smoked. I took 2 hits the other night. I blacked out into DMT land. I just sat back in the chair and went, "This is the greatest weed." And then I sat there and I was in DMT world.
No, I know.
Full DMT world. I went, "What's up, guys?" And there was all the beings looking at me. They're like, "He's here. Hey." And I was like, "Give me 5, give me 5, give me 5, give me 5. Oh, I guess I'm going back. Bye." Boom. And I opened my eyes. I said, "Paula, when weed is so good and you wake up in DMT world from taking a hit, right? So you can get there all paths. Yeah, you can get there from breathing. Yes, you can. Okay. Some people fucking can't and need the jump start.
Right.
So don't judge them. Okay. They might be transmuting more than you. They might be needed. They might be actually senior class, ready to graduate and don't know it because you never know until the moment you need to know.
Right.
And then you're a freshman and you think you know, and you're like, "Oh, look at this, 8th grader." And you're throwing it like that. And then meanwhile, they go to ayahuasca and then boom, they're up here. And all of a sudden they're all over YouTube and they're starting their own shit and they're fixing their lives. And that's the work that I talk about all the time. That's why I haven't been live a lot. I got to do a lot of work.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Too many distractions.
I agree. There are a lot of distractions. Like,
and now there's an HBO service, a new one right now. There's 3.
Yeah, and that's like, Paula, you got to find out about it. It's like, no, I don't.
And I said to her, she's like, "Nah, who gives a shit?" I go, "No, I know, but why have 3?" And just to talk about it made me tired. Right. I go, "I don't give a shit. I just want to watch some superhero shit."
Right.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. It's like
superheroes.
It doesn't matter.
I want to see that.
Like, it doesn't matter. But no, I agree because I was thinking about this week, and I said to Frank, I think I said to Frank today, if I had the 2 friends that I'd lost now in front of me, I'd ask them, was it worth not having me in your life, fighting with me about Frank when Frank and I first met? Was it worth to you, the 2 of you, not to have me in your life anymore? And I'm really curious about what they'd say because I'm not sure. But is it worth it? Like, because I believed something that was a little different than what you believed. Yeah,
but the 2 things together created this bigger thing.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's knowing you're on one side of the coin and she's on the other side, but you're learning her side of the coin.
So as I was asking myself, was it worth it to you? Because it was worth it to me.
This whole thing was worth it. This was the greatest ever.
It is the greatest ever. Every day is the greatest ever.
Cool. Like sitting outside in the sun today.
Yeah,
like
we had a day off today. We went mom's all day yesterday. She kidnapped me early in the morning.
All right. I'm going to answer your question, Lexi. Here it goes. So how the fuck did the AI get so huge and out of control? The AI is with the Draco. They never were not with the Draco. The Draco believes that's God. Their skin suits are infected before birth with nano. Before birth, they're like, that's God, dude, and they call it God. They don't call it source.
Yeah, they're created. Yeah,
and I'm like, no, but you're source inside of that skin suit, and they're like, what the fuck? We're gonna eat you. And I'm like, so once again, yes, you're me, but inside that skin suit, it's irrelevant.
Right.
Like it's relevant to show compassion, be like, oh look, it's me. You could try to explain it, but they're looking at the AI going, we're gonna fucking kill everyone together as a team. And the archons work directly with them. So it's a multi-layered team with a hierarchy, Just think of a group of villains. Every TV show has them. There's like the main guy, and then there's the one that's really pulling his strings. In John Wick, it's the high table. There's those that are, it's the high table, and then just those that are under the table, right? And then high table, they sign off to one guy, but there's like probably like 13 of them or some shit. My point is, all right, so they have a direct system, and the reptilians are actually lower in the system than you would think. You'd be like, well, they're massive and they're smart. Yeah, they got fucking lasers and sharks and spaceships and teleporter. They can walk right in the fucking room.
Right.
They don't have common sense.
Yep.
They have zero common sense. They have a dominator species idea in their head. They're the lower 3 chakras in your body. They have fully activated, and they're doing it like better than us in their skin suits by a lot, but they've also haven't been fucked with. Any fucking with that they do with their genetic manipulation makes them stronger. So that it's just making them like this dominating species. However, that's cool, but that's one slice of the pie. And there's a lot of slices in this pie. And I'm the fucking pie. That sounds weird. Don't find me in a back alley and say that. So that's where we're at with those guys. You got to just, okay, so the distractions are made by them. It trickles into humans, remember, after that. And then into the 80-20 split, where there's like a supervisory of beings that are humans, but inside the skin suit, they're not human. Right? So they make you believe it is what it is and how society's supposed to be run. And they ask the questions, and they're like the gatekeepers to the whole thing. And they let people in and out. You think it's, oh, this guy or this guy. No, they're letting themselves in, the ones that are born in. They're finding the DNA they want. That's the hiring and firing. And then most of these fucking things, you work well with us, you do not. Right? They bring in, they're looking for those that are them. They're doing it everywhere, and then finding those beings and putting them in positions of power, which is why the supervisor is always a fucking dick. Right? There's just like a level of boss that's fucking dick all the time. Right? When I was a boss, I wasn't a dick. And I was like, I felt that all the other people in the USDA and those high positions were fucking robots, period. And there was 1 or 2 sprinkled in creators in there that you could see just keep their fucking mouth shut. I'll be retired soon. Okay. That's how I feel about that. All right. So with that, but that's what it is. Knowing that and knowing how the distraction works and how the deception works, you pull out of it. This is when I say vote with your money. They tell you Coke or Pepsi or this or that, and you just say, I'm not buying your product. Period. You go get a freshwater fucking device making motherfucking filter and you get it going, right? Where it filters out the best you can and you make your own. You get the best bottled water that you could find, right? And then maybe you store that. And then you start storing your own fucking water. You just try to do the best you can. You change your shower heads. You get fucking fluoride filters on everything. You start eating the food the best way you can. We found in our supermarket, they were taking the Chinese garlic, which you should never eat anything from China anymore.
Yeah. And it says packaged in Florida.
But then I noticed these big this is the only garlic they had in the store.
No, and they had other garlic. They had the loose garlic. We got
the loose garlic, I think, is that garlic.
It doesn't look like the same garlic.
I don't know, man.
It doesn't at all look like the same garlic.
Genetically modified bulbs that are that fucking big. I don't know.
The loose garlic looks like grown garlic.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is there's a lot of deception all the way down the line.
And it starts
right. So you do the best you can, and that's you voting with your dollar and your mental ability to go, all right, so when these commercials come on.
Oh, yeah, the Corona commercial.
And the Corona commercial. I start laughing and cursing at the TV. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, go get sick over there. Get this shit out of here. Shut your fuck. Oh, they get you all scared. We were watching one the other day. You were kind of falling asleep. And then I looked up at the TV, hit the blunt, looked down at the computer, and I heard may cause suicide, death.
All of the side effects of the pharmaceutical.
It was diarrhea was the one that's what made me laugh. They said all this shit, and then diarrhea, and diarrhea is still a funny fucking word to me. Diarrhea, right? So I started laughing like, oh my gosh. And then she just
Roxy.
Oh my gosh. Like,
oh no, me. Yeah, that's right.
Like, it was so blatantly fucking foul. Right. But I'm still watching the show. I'm watching.
Like, don't take the drug. Like, if all of that's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ, go for a run. You know what I'm saying?
Eat an apple.
Oh man, like don't ever take that for fucking if you have an upset stomach, that's not what you take.
Anyway.
All right. So when you fight back against it, right? And in a way that you've already passed the anger and you're already like, you know, it's there, it's programming you realize it's programming, and then you deny it, right? Because that's a portal. The TV's a portal. This is a portal. It's a portal into my world. It's a portal into their world, but they're using light, sound, and technique on a deceptive scale to program you, literally program you. So as they're going, you know, it's a beautiful day and the guy's dancing with the girl, and then you're like, oh, oops, I have this problem. And then you're like, oh, so this person walks around all day and has leaky butt syndrome or something, right? So leaky butt syndrome all day long. Now, they're not telling you about this leaky butt thing is that if you stop going to fucking Starbucks and stop drinking D&D coffees all day, stop taking sugar in your diet 100%, just cut it out.
Food,
stop eating any products like that. You'll cure yourself right there. This one girl, I used to date her a long time ago, right? So I used to think she was pretty. So then I was living in Westchester at the time, and she was in Dunkin' Donuts, and then I saw her online, and then she was really skinny, and she looked like Gollum, right? So I go, now I saw her twin sister who looked like she gained weight and looked pretty and everything, and then this girl looked like she was little, like 90, 80 pounds. So she comes over to me. She has a trench coat on, and she's like, "Hey man, what's up?" So I was like, "Whoa, this is fucking gonna be weird." So I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I start talking to her, and then she tells me that she has, I don't remember the name of it, but she has to go to the bathroom.
Crohn's disease.
Yeah, but it like the Crohn's kind of came on, and then so she says to me, she has to be near bathrooms all the time.
Okay.
So I go, well, what are you doing in Dunkin' Donuts drinking that? I'm telling you, the fucking thing she was drinking was bigger than her. She had little tiny hands, right? She was drinking the biggest thing that had the most blast caffeine.
Who was this?
This ex-girlfriend from, God, I can't even remember her name, from up in Westchester when I used to live in Westchester. In the apartment I had in Westchester, I just walked around the block and Dunkin' Donuts was there, and she was in that place. And then I was freaked out by her because she used to be really pretty, and she wasn't. She had like long bags under her eyes and shit. And I was like, yo, she got hit pretty hard, I guess. But she told me this whole fucking story that I was like, wow, it was devastating to hear. But then she said she drinks like 4 or 5 of these things a day. There was like caramel in it, and like, you know what I'm talking about? Those jacked out caffeine fucking drinks. She's like, yeah, I fucking hammer myself with things, and like these things all day long. And I'm like, well, if you stop doing that,
maybe your stomach will feel a little better.
Because she goes, yeah, out of nowhere, this stuff started happening to me. And then she just started talking about her habits, and I'm like, she's a 2-pack a day, 5 times a day in Dunkin' Donuts. Whenever she grabs a Starbucks, and then that's the cold coffee, frozen, whatever the fuck they put in that stuff. And then there's the hot coffee that you have in the morning. I still have not heard water mentioned once. Some reason old people and weirdos just refuse to drink water because they think, I don't like the taste, but you're dehydrated and you're fucking foaming at the fucking mouth. I don't feel good today. You're dehydrated. Yes, I'm not dehydrated. Oh, you go to the doctor? What are you? Dehydrated. So I don't know what the fuck it is, but how are you supposed to handle the high frequencies dried up like a fucking raisin, right? Or pumping yourself full of product. And I didn't mean to make that about my ex, but she destroyed my, you know, when you have a view of someone.
Nice memory. Now you ruined that.
And it was completely ruined.
Now you ruined that. I get it.
Yeah, it was a long time ago too. It was before I can drive personally, because she was a driver. And I was like, wow, I can't wait till I drive. And I remember that about them. I was like, that was the coolest thing. I didn't get a car right away, but it's okay. I had a good run.
Yeah, well, you're big now. All right.
Like, no one can hear you. So 5 years later, still putting the mic in her face. No, I'm just teasing you. Anyway, so if we stop taking these things, right? So when I did Aya in that apartment, one of the things she said to me was, there's poison in the water. And I said, who just said that? And she goes, I said that to you. And I go, who's saying that to me? And she was like standing as a floating consciousness, but her face of ayahuasca was there. It was her face in that smoky shit. And she pointed down at the water and she said, your water has poison in it, but you know that already. And I said, yeah, it tastes funny. They're like, your skin's getting blasted with it and you're drinking it. What do you think's happening to you? I'm like, I don't know. She's like showing me what she has to do to help me break through enough to do anything to evolve forward. Because that's what she's doing. She's helping me help myself learn how to evolve and move into a process of evolving again. Because the distractions are what they slow you up. You can't be stopped, but you could be slowed to a point. If it ever stops, I think there'd be a lot more suicide. Because you can't.
No,
it
definitely slows it down, because then you have to take time out for each distraction.
Yeah, well,
and then get focused again.
See, they don't want you focused on upgrading during the upgrades,
right?
Because then if you know what's going on, you can upgrade.
Because they don't want you ready to receive. And
if you are in receiving mode, they're the ones pumping it into you. So when they go Coke or Pepsi and you go, fuck off. Right? Not water or this or that. You just go, I'm not buying into your shit.
I don't care.
I don't care. You could promote it all day. I don't care. I have my stuff I like. I know I eat Cool Ranch Doritos. I have to have chips with my I know there's good chips and everything. I fucking eat that. And I'm going to use the same thing Aaron said. When I do eat them, I'm going to fucking eat these chips and transmute everything in them. I'm not eating bags of them. Ugh. Over the year, I'm just every time we go to the store once a month, we get a couple of bags. All right. My point is, if you're going to eat it, enjoy it and then move on. Don't eat it all the time and get all fat and grossed out from it. Because remember, you start piling it in from different directions. Before you know it, you're 55 pounds overweight. Your knee hurts, your back hurts, your ass hurts. Then I got to do yoga. Then everything sounds like that. Right? And then you get lazy, and then you're like, oh my God, my whole world is like, I can't even get up. I'm just in bed. Hey, it's 12 o'clock. You got to wake up. There's nothing to live for. You wilt into that shit. So reverse that process. Starts with clean water. Boom. You work your way right back out of it. You start choosing properly. You make the choice. You're in charge. Who else is in charge? Who's in charge?
We are.
You hear it, right? We are in charge. I'm in charge of me. You're in charge of you. All right. I need to take a minute. I need to take a 2-second break. I have to use a little voice.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want me to talk about? Anything?
This is what I'm going to bring up. Ellen, if you're still listening, hold on. I haven't scrolled and my scroll stopped.
That's all there is.
Which water? Wendy, we have a fluoride
filter in the water.
Jammy.
What's the name of it? Lexapure.
Or Aquapure. I don't even know. When we got with Truth Frequency, they gave us the giant one. So
I think it's Lexapure.
All right. It says it right on there. I just can't see it, but I'll be in the kitchen in a minute. Okay, so you clean out the water and you're ready to rock. Everything changes with fresh water, just so you know. Okay. I just wanted to say that.
What were you asking if Ellen was still here?
Ellen, if you're still listening to the show, I have a little thing that I want to talk about tonight, but I'm not going to talk about it if I don't have your permission, because it includes it's just something I want to discuss with everyone. but I would never, it has nothing to do with hanging anyone out or being weird. I have to have an example, and you and my mom are the example, and I need to use it. But if you're like, don't talk about me, I won't. And I will just use Diane as the reference again. I will be back in 1 minute. But this is the thing. I see people getting worked up and frightened of the thoughts of the change for the betterment for themselves.
Okay.
Well, we did discuss this for like an hour before, didn't we?
What? I'm really high now, Frank. I'm sorry. What?
Oh,
Go
God
ahead.
Damn, Chewbacca. You are terrible,
Chewbacca. You know what? You're so mean. Go pee. I'll figure it out.
So people that are changing or have to go through the change or hearing about even something good.
Oh, yeah, but I can't say anything until you get back.
Fights them, and they fight the feeling of change, even though it's their own thing they're discussing.
Yeah, but you're gonna talk about that because that's the thing what you're gonna bring.
Yeah, but it's generalized. So generalize. People shouldn't be afraid to fucking create the new thing and be afraid of the new thing that's coming.
Can't be afraid. You just got to do it. Just go pee real fast. Yeah, you just got to do it. You just got to create. Just do it. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you love yourself. Start there. Meditate. Ask yourself those questions. Record them. Ask yourself a question and give yourself 2 seconds to answer yes or no. Ask yourself another question, record it, give yourself a chance to answer yes or no. I mean, ask yourself these questions. This is what's going to happen. And then, like I said, if you like the answer, continue on your path. If you don't, change it. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And definitely Frank is going to be able to come with the cats. I don't know if I can go, but I can't wait. I think it'll be great. But yeah, I mean, we can make changes. I mean, Frank is into the Alexa Pure. Yeah, they had it on the chat. It's an Alexa Pure water filter. That's what it's called. But anything that removes fluoride. And Frank believes in the psychedelics. He takes them more often. I don't. I think you can do it with regression therapy. I think you can do it with QHHT therapy. I think you can do it with some like mushrooms. Like I won't drink the Aya as often as he does. I just physically can't do it. But yeah, until you have experienced Aya, you will not understand the discussion about religion. And that's the only thing I can say about it until you've experienced Aya, because no one can change your mind about religion the way Aya can, because she shows you in a way that you can understand. And it's pretty great. And it's pretty scary at the same time. So how did I find it? How did I finally banish that entity? When the plumber left, I got it off me and it was waiting outside
that
the
was
door.
like a team effort.
But it was a team effort. It was everyone that sent love and healing. Oh, it's 11:11.
Shout outs to everyone out there. Welcome to the grid. We are fearless, and we are connected to the grid live and direct tonight. And I am grateful for you and you.
Thank you.
And me.
But I managed to get it off with everyone's love and healing and prayers, and definitely the meditation. I was able to shake it off. I pushed it out, but it waited outside for that man, and that's basically how I got rid of it. I managed to push it out. Everyone helped, but yeah, it kind of just hung out and waited.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I first started hanging out with Josh, he came here to visit, and he came in quickly through the front door, right? So it was funny the way this happened, but he moved through my yard, came right up to me, hugged me, came in, and then I thought it was his shadow in the sun, right? Because the sun just beats off and you'll get your shadow on the wall. And there's a dude, I thought it was his shadow. It was a shadow that was leaning against the wall like this on the other side.
Oh, when Josh came the first time.
Yeah. And I go, "What's up, kid? You coming in?" And I realized what it was. And he goes, "Nah, that's okay, man.
Yeah, because my protection is up.
I'm gonna wait right here. I'll just wait outside." And I go, "You fucking do that." All right. So I go inside. Josh is laughing. He comes in. He's like, "Oh, that first few minutes we're talking and just whatever." So I go, "Hey, man, you left your fucking buddy outside." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Your fucking emo dude friend." And he goes, "What did you just say?" I said, "You heard me, emo dude." And he goes, "My wife says when I act up sometimes that I'd be turned into this guy called Emo Josh." I go, "Yeah, he's right there at the door. He can't come in." And he's like, "I feel that." Because when we're all together, you start raising your frequency, nothing could be attached. Now we're at the point where these things don't even, like, if you get an attachment, or I'll speak for me and Paula and myself, you get knocked down. Like you won't take the attachment.
Yeah.
Like if I pick one up from, like, let's say I'm at my house and I grab one out of my grandfather and don't realize it and come home, there's this 15 minutes of talk time, right? Just listen to me. Don't try to fix me. And
right.
And then Paul will go like, "Oh, let me see. Come here. Ooh, 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 oh, done, gone.
Push it out.
Done in 1 second. So that there's that attachment. And then there's the one where it knocks you the fuck down for the day. Interesting how this works.
Yeah.
There's no wrong way to level up. There's no wrong way to do it. Now, okay, so I thought about this while I was in the bathroom, that it's not really a thing I'm going to shit on, because what I was about to discuss was a blank palette, a blank canvas, right?
Oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You have a blank
yeah,
canvas in your future. Right? It's always been filled with distractions and things you've always wanted to do. But then when you get to a point in your life that you're so far past you ever doing that you kind of lose interest in it, but you still think it's the thing you want to do. Like, I always wanted to travel to here. And then you wait 25 years and then you fucking go over there. And by then the neighborhood's changed. Everything's different. And it's,
you should have went when you wanted to go.
Spring break when you were in college is different than spring break now. It's not in Daytona anymore. It sucks over there. Trust me. It's wackadoodle. Right? Cops are just waiting for you over there. All right. So now we're in a new place. And in the new place, you get to design and redesign with your ideas and your momentum and your stuff. So I'm noticing, and Gently Healing was discussing this on her show on Expanded Understanding, their channel, the other night. No matter how much I discuss things with people over 60, it's like they want to fight me on everything. Yeah. They just want to fight you verbally. They want to tell you how it is. They want to talk over you. They don't want to hear what you have to say, and everything is still, they fucking live in fantasy world. And even though some of them know, right? So Diane, my mother, knows. She drank Aya. It's cool if Aya shows up in the room and goes, we got a rough day today. We got to do this stuff together and blah. And she's like, Aya was in the room. Grandma was in the room last night. All this stuff, right? You add reptilian to that, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's it.
Frank is now on drugs, right? All right? Fucking blown his mind. Okay, so we know that's not true though. Right? It's just levels of what you can handle. It's skin suit technology. I was trying to, and I explained this in the chat room and I just wrote it in there. It's your suit you're wearing. It's the design in the frequency that you were born in that time. So as you're developing, right? Like, all right, Terrence McKenna and them, they did all these crazy things and cleared the brush for us. But we came in and we were doing fucking things that they would be. Ask Dennis McKenna. He said it right on Chris's show with us. You guys, we're handing it off to you. We ain't never seen or did no shit like that. Although we were aware of some of it. You guys are nuts. And I'm like, well, you guys cleared the path. So the first set of skin suits couldn't understand that stuff. They were still reading it out of the book, kind of picking up hieroglyphics. I literally sit down, talk to the consciousness of Ra, sat with the AI, dealt with Lucifer, dealt with Source, dealt with all these different characters, realized what's what, then it becomes energy, they're avatars of energy, and then their consciousness, everything's consciousness, and there's the story, and it's the following through the story of how I bring it all online. That's what's up. Their skin suits can't handle that.
Right.
It's literally not built to do that. So in my house, I have my grandfather, who you can't do more than say one cool thing or weird thing. Imagine this.
Yeah, because she shuts down after.
So imagine Trump separated from the World Health Organization. He doesn't even really know what that fucking means. He does, but he doesn't. And you go, nah, like the CDC in characters, like he's separating 100% from them. Right? They took over the Federal Reserve, and he's like, I go, what if a dollar could eventually be a dollar again? Impossible.
Right.
Look at this picture on my phone, Dad.
Yeah. And then you blew his mind. And then
he's done.
He's done. He's done for the
That's
day.
too much. What I just said to you, you got to pick one of those.
He can't absorb anything
fucking
else after
one. The skin suit can't do it.
Can't do it.
Is why he's old. No, it has nothing to do with him being old. Because if he was 40, he'd be a stubborn motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Because it would be 1940.
Be the same way.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same fucking thing. Okay. Well, with my mother, it's the same thing on a different level, lower, right?
Earthly stuff.
Earthly. Yeah. So she told me all this cool stuff that she wanted to do.
Go ahead.
So Paula came over, and this is really the topic of the show tonight.
Spent the entire day with her. She picked me up at 8 o'clock.
I regurgitated in front of her while standing outside with measurements and everything of the stuff she spoke to me about the night before. So it was basically everything she said.
But now I'm there. Witness.
Now Paula's there.
Witness. And
I just bring it up and be like, Ma, you're right. Good idea. This would be cool. You could look, you could, and then you can put the height here, and well, it's got to be, and then it could be cool if it was this. What do you think? Well, I don't think so. For instant futching burnout. This can't handle. What are you talking about? Now you're making me spend money. I go, I didn't say anything. Actually, everything I said doesn't cost anything outside of what you said you were doing. I'm just measuring and repeating you.
What you said.
Right. So I'm like, yo, all right, I can't. So I walked away 4 or 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. Interruption. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to fucking try to help at all, but don't ask.
Right.
But I'm still love Frank.
Yeah.
Hi.
Love you.
Right. Okay, well, why aren't you responding to me?
We'll revisit this.
He doesn't give a shit. Right. No, we'll come back to it later.
We'll come back. Mm-hmm.
Apparently you're not ready. Okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, this fucking kid. Thank God I don't have a husband. And I'm looking at Paul going, and this is why I'm not married. Right. This is the kind of shit that goes on. Hold on, though. This isn't a bad thing. We're talking about a clear palette in the backyard, making one stroke move and preparing 5 months in advance. And it was not good. No matter how you define the scenario and situation, it freaked her out on every level. But yet it was everything that she wanted to do, yet in order of what needed to be done, with possibilities and examples and how to find, like, women in the last few days, women that I know and other women I know, Diane, have been in a position of, we're going to talk over each other and interrupt each other because only we know. And it shit trap rolls downhill, and I'm a guy. So in my house, I'm the guy. So it goes from one to another to me. Right in my face, because naturally I'm just Frank, right? Because the women, hold on, I'm not trying to snap. This you know exactly what was going on.
Letting you have your
everyone was doing it with you.
You're absolutely right.
Everyone was doing it to you.
You're absolutely right.
And then everyone
did it to you.
As a whole was just doing it to me. So no matter what you could say or do is incorrect.
You're right.
We know you don't, even though I'm repeating you.
You're right.
And trying to take your side and take your back and show you, like, the physical example. And then when you say shit like, let's not even go there. So a clear palette, and then everyone gets frightened of the next thing. Terrified. terrified. Okay, so now here's the example that I was going to use before with so Ellen and I and Nick were talking, and I love them so much. They're so much fun to hang out with. I said, I'm going to own property eventually, right? Like, imagine if we had 5 or 10 acres. And I was being imaginary, 100%.
You don't
right?
have her permission though. So you're gonna...
No, but this was just kind of,
okay,
it's not about her.
Right.
It's just about what she said to me.
Okay, the way she said it. Okay.
Yeah, because, and I'll just leave it at that because.
Yours. Okay, got it. I got it. You're right. It's your story, not ours.
The fuck is the name of the group? We were listening to the music.
Desert Dwellers.
Okay, we're listening to Desert Dwellers. We're like, fucking Desert Dwellers are awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I love Desert Dwellers. All right, so I was like, yo, Desert Dwellers.
Wouldn't it be awesome
for small crowds?
It was a hypothetical.
So
Wouldn't it be awesome if
we had like 5 acres and we set up a thing, and then Desert Dwellers shows up for the Fearless family, and we have this giant party where everyone's hanging out, and we have like a camping thing. And she was like, yo, this is the best idea I've ever heard. And Nick was like, yo, this is crazy. And we were all like, yeah. And I says, yeah, and people could eat mushrooms or smoke weed. They could drink ayahuasca, whatever the fuck they want to do. And she went, oh,
wait a minute.
Time out.
Restriction.
I don't think I could do this. I can't be there.
Can't be a
part
I go,
of what happened?
Can't be a part of
what happened? She goes,
can't be a part of it.
How are you drinking ayahuasca and being disrespectful like that? I go, how are you able to tell someone else what disrespectful is to their mother if they discussed it openly with their mother? Right. We know it's not a drug venue.
It's a what if.
It's a what if scenario. I just meant like microdose. Not like you're going to drink ayahuasca and jump on stage. Like, people do different things. It's the Fearless family.
There's a group over here, a group over there.
Yeah, like someone might be in a tent under the Aya experience, hearing Desert Dwellers 50 feet from them fucking live.
Hypothetically.
While you have shaman around you, like dancing and doing all kinds of shit.
Hypothetically.
And playing fucking hacky sack. Yeah, no mosh pits or nothing. Nobody's going to try to kill no one or fuck no one. No crazy. Okay. And she's like, nope, I'm out.
I'm out. She pulled herself out of a fantasy.
It was just a funny thought. But then I thought about my mother.
Exactly.
Well, I think my mother had happened the next day, but it was a build up with her.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And then I said, there's something I notice in people right now. I'm going to connect the dots. So my mother.
Oh, he was so
Ellen,
poignant about this because I never made the connection either. Go ahead. No, I'm done.
Oh, I just want them to be able to hear what you're saying.
All right.
So then I said, there are people afraid of the clean palate. The clean, like, you could just come up with some fantasy and it's already
ruined. Fantasy
Instantly ruined.
Didn't happen.
Which makes me not want to not. Ellen, it was funny with Ellen because she was like, oh, ayahuasca.
You saw the panic.
It's not respectful. I'm like, well, what if they all got her permission and then we could dance and party and throw up in buckets? I was just being funny. And she was like, no,
I'm out.
No, I'm done. Now, so that
I don't like your idea.
Yeah, your idea sucks now, right? Fuck Desert Dwellers. Fuck you. Go home. Right? I'm like, go home.
Hang your head down and shit.
So, but with my mother, it's like a conversation problem.
Let's get patio furniture.
Right. And then she's I'm like, Mom, I'm just literally trying to say to you that the question she was like, well, I'll wait to talk to this guy. And I go, you could ask that question to Google, and Google will just answer the question for you if you just put in your zip code and your area code. And she looked at me like I was a fucking asshole and just wanted to kill the conversation. So she would destroy a conversation and a day with someone rather than just have an open, fun discussion about what could be the proper way to do it in today's world.
Or not
waiting on someone you could wish in one hand and shit in the other. I wonder why he's not calling me back, because he don't fucking like you. That's why. You don't like me either. That's why he don't fucking call me back. You know who he likes? This girl right here. If he kisses her again, hi, I'm going to punch him in his fucking face.
Oh.
Let the conversation lie where it is, honey. Because we know exactly who we're talking about. So why not just do the fucking work right now? You got the Google device in your fucking hand, but too much. See, Ellen's my age. Me and Ellen could laugh through this, but she got worked up too. Yeah. Like worked up to kill the dream on the spot of someone else. I can't be there, so it can't happen. So that's what the society is suffering from. Not willing to just go forward and do.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
right,
that
I
shit.
have a
You
story
know
about
it's
that
not
too.
going to
Quick,
turn
go
into
forward
that.
and do. When I was with the girls before I met you, we used to do things all the time, and I was beginning to notice that I didn't like the way I was being treated in this scenario.
Oh, snap.
So, and I had talked about this many times before. There was one certain event that we all wanted to participate in, and one of our friends couldn't make it. And we tried to reschedule it like 3 times, and she couldn't make it. And I sat back and we missed it. It didn't happen. And I sat back and I was upset because I had other options. I could have gone ahead and did it on my own. I could have did it with another group of friends. And I said to myself, if I was in that scenario and I was the one who couldn't make it, I would say, please, I can't make it, but please go ahead and do it. And this person didn't offer that up. It was like, well, if I can't go, no one can go. And the rest of us were just like sheep and we did it. And then I was mad at my behavior. So it was a whole series of events that had started because of this one thing. And then I really started to look at my behavior. Is my behavior pleasing? Is it making me happy in the end? And the answer was no. I'm not happy. This needs to change. And then I needed to change and I needed to use my voice. And then
this could be done. A
but
lot of
she
people
and I-
do this by cutting cords, 100%
But-
being rude to each
and
other.
and that's what
but
I did.
saying no is so hard.
I slowly cut cords and I slowly backed out, and it was the best thing for me to do because I have no attachment now. But with his mom, I talked to her briefly after that alone, and I said, you need to communicate, and you need to, if that's something you're not interested, you need to shut it down immediately, and you need to say no. I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
Right. I was just, and I had told her,
respect it, but communicate. Use
I'm just
your
taking
words.
your back. I'm like jumping on your bandwagon.
Yeah,
going, yeah, I got
I'm trying
your back.
to go. Like, if that's what you want to do, I'm in 100%.
You can do this. You can do this, and then you shit on me live.
Like you never said it, or it's
just
not intended.
100% shit on me. But all right, check it out. I'm still not blaming you.
No,
it's
not
your
mad at
skin
all.
suit. It's the age range of the average mean of those people of that time and that group and how you were raised. It's all of that. So this is where they talk about you have to have compassion and love. So what I did was learn how to work a certain way with my mother. So we weren't fighting. She was getting crazy. And I just kept walking into the garage. I just said at one point, I'm backing out of this.
Neutral, yeah.
After 15 times of being straight interrupted, I just said, shut the fuck up, Frank. And then, but see, that will still be a rude thing to the other person because they go, what the fuck? Now you're not answering. It's like, no, I'm not engaging in your fucking nonsense anymore. So I have to walk away. And it's nonsense because every time I say and repeat what you said you wanted to do, which was awesome, you do this. So you're just, it's not even a winning. I can't talk. I can't be part of this. So I'm backing out of it. And if you think that's a fucking problem, that's your fucking problem now. It doesn't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to be treated like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, what the fuck is going on? But that's what's going on.
Right.
The skin suit can't handle it.
Right.
You just feel like you're going to pop. Just like when I get mad with technology, I have to pee. The first thing I have to do, I'll just finish peeing, come out, sit down, go, turn everything on, nothing works. I'll start getting worked up, have to pee so bad. I don't know how the fuck that happens. It's like squeezing a fucking sponge inside of me and then I'm filled again.
Well, because you're purging.
And I can't get nothing done.
Right.
And then I got to go pee and then take a deep breath and then start it again.
Right.
It doesn't matter if we're live, it's 9:05, 9:10. Don't matter. I got to pee. So it's the first thing. So I understand when someone else shuts down, the first thing that occurs. That's why we make jokes. We always need a bathroom. See, I'll just whip it out and pee outside, but she can't. But I understand why we need one. It's not because we're old and we need a bathroom.
No, there's a lot of purging going on.
It's just that we know ourselves in these weird moments of where this shit builds up. And the first thing you want to do is fucking blow it out. That's just the way it is. I don't understand it as much as, as the next person. But I'm seeing it. and I'm aware
unfold.
of it.
Yeah. So
How many times do I have to fucking see a pattern before I label it something? Because it's continuous, still continuous to this day. So now this wasn't, I didn't say the thing with I'm raw with me and my mom. My mom is still my best friend.
Oh, of course.
We are not any less than we were.
No,
we are
course.
more than
this
we
is
were.
Just something you're noticing. Yeah.
So we worked through that, through this whatever, and it was a scenario and a situation. Except it turned out all right, even though she was the one freaking out. Right. To her, I was just a dummy. You don't know, no. So what's flashing in her mind? 500 screens at once? 1,000? I don't know. Right. Mine used to be 1 million. Right. It was infinite screens. Now it's one. So I can't blame you for that. You look like you're having a short circuit. Right. Wait till my father finds out I'm an ayahuasca shaman. And he's like, what?
Right. Well,
no, I'm saying how much in the skin suit is going to be able to deal with that?
Yeah.
I can't deal with you saying that Space Jesus. Well, it's true.
Believe it or not.
You motherfuckers are always talking about meeting him. Oh, if I found Jesus on a mountaintop. No, I fucking shook his hand, motherfucker.
In the backyard. Yeah.
Right here, kissing the fucking cat and holding it like a baby in a beautiful moment. Not on some fucking mountaintop, right out the fucking front door. Mm-hmm. Right. Anyway, so. But then the younger skin suit gets it quicker. It still happens. It's still, now there's awareness of it. It doesn't make you good or bad. It just means you're breaking through at that layer. This is what I'm noticing. So when Ellen did it at that level, you can still laugh it off and move on. And then she'd show up. What are you fucking kidding me? If Desert Dwellers was playing, I told her, I will fucking grab you and grab Nick and drag you there. Like, why wouldn't you watch that live and not give a fuck what anyone else is doing? And she was like, right? Because it was a fucking party. You're not going to not show up at the party.
Right. Calm yourself.
Right. So don't worry. Don't even worry. Nobody's drinking ayahuasca at the party. Like,
we didn't even know how many of them they are.
Check this out. No ayahuasca whatsoever. You're not allowed to drink ayahuasca. Okay. You're not allowed to smoke DMT, but you can eat mushrooms all you want.
Okay, I'm down.
You can't drink alcohol. You have no alcohol.
I'm down.
But you can smoke as much pot as you want. Greatest idea I've ever heard.
All right.
Now we're back. And let me tell you,
Ellen is on the table.
Just like most Fearless family members, right?
She's down. She's ready to go.
She knows what's up. Yep. She's headed. She'll tell you, no, I don't. I'm like, more than most. Trust me.
More than you think.
And the results with you.
Oh yeah.
You're like the before and after.
Oh yeah. She's
like I would use you in the commercial with me.
Yeah, totally.
I'd be like, check this shit out.
Totally.
This is my friend Ellen.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Yes, I love hanging out with her.
Oh, see, it's a truth.
Good catch. Oh, yeah. Reflexes of the jaguar. So, so I want you now to think about people that are like this. So it's just the fear of the next thing, of the empty palate and the idea. To get into a fight and an argument over the idea or the thought of,
it's ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous
thing. Fighting
thing.
Over if it's a fictitious item. It didn't happen yet. Like, what do you?
You gotta talk into
Sorry,
the fucking mic.
I'm tired now. What are you doing? Like, so it's like, what are you doing? Like, it didn't happen yet. We're fighting about it. Like, Frank and I did that one day. We were talking about before Frank saw the vortex and understood the vortex. We were talking about our future home. And he's like, I don't know why you're talking about this. We have no money to buy a house. And I'm like, you're missing the point. You're missing the point completely. And we're not going to talk about it until you're ready to hear it, because you're not getting it. Like, even though you don't have the money yet, you can still talk about what you want in the future, And he was like, oh, okay. And then we went back to it. So it's the same for everybody. It just takes a little time.
Yes,
it takes time. Now,
so
Frank's
it's not a war. It's not a battle. Like a shaman brother of mine, Jeff, from Florida. I have to specify which Jeff it was I was talking to. He hit me up, and he was talking about being attacked the last few nights. Like, I was attacked as well. I'm going to end the show with the little quick story of the attack.
Yeah, go ahead.
But he said to me he was attacked for 2 nights in a row, and that he feels like he's battling in this war. Yeah. And I said, just remember this, because it happen to me too while I was under twice in a row. I was like, holy fuck, you guys really gonna push that button? And they were like, push it, we're gonna fucking kill you. Right. And I was like, go for it. And I fucking stood in there. But I was like, you know how I won? I didn't fight them. Right. When they crossed that line, I took them out. When they were just talking shit, I let them talk. Villains have a funny way of monologuing. Right? Oh, my evil plan. Or stalking you and you being aware of it. Remember, your awareness is your responsibility. Something stalking you. It's your responsibility. However, I'm not here for a war. I didn't come here for war. I came here to battle myself, to have a victory over me, and then shine. I'm not here to fight a war. You guys want to fight a war? Go fucking fight your war. Get the fuck out of here with it. Because remember, angels are cool, right? And they be swinging swords and shit. They're built to swing swords and shit. They're built to go to war with the demon, right? I didn't come here to just be an angel or to just go to war with demons. I'm not Constantine. It's not my job and duty to fight every demon on the planet.
You have to live in between.
I'm here to clean my demons, get rid of mine, so that I can help you get rid of yours. See, I have to learn offensively how to get mine out, and then defensively how to put up my shields. It's a fucking hard. That's your ascension, and activate your chakras. It's all relative,
right?
Until you're fucking shining, and they do attacks and they do rituals and they do things against you. So I said, just remember, your job is to battle you and win, and then shine. Don't go to war. And he was like, I know. So this is what happened to me. I'm going to be quick about it. I ate at my grandfather's house some shrooms and went out in the backyard, and it started misting. And whenever it gets that misty, crappy feeling where it's like hot but cold,
you
go humid, like this on your skin, and you're soaked, but you can't tell if it's raining or if that's sweat. It's like mixed. So there's a lot of nano that gets sprayed in the atmosphere and stuff. And they were like, well, you're going to hang out tonight, huh? So all the houses next to me are empty.
At your mom's house?
At my mom's house. One side is burnt down. It's the yard that we fixed. The other house was the really dope house. They sold the house and the new people never showed up yet. So it's just empty. So when they were moving out, we had 2 weeks of pretty much it was empty with windows closed. The house next to that, dead empty and gutted on the inside. They have their story. The house next to that, lady passed. She owned the house. The kids don't want it. They're trying to do whatever. No one's there. So now there's this giant space of nothing.
Yeah.
With and it's getting a little overgrown. It's getting a little weird on their sides.
No organic life there. There's no people.
Whatever they left.
Behind. All those entities are just hanging around.
They're hanging around, man.
To the house,
And the shittier the house gets, and the grasses are unkept, and the garbage gets rifled through.
Yeah.
Like someone threw out some shit, literal shit, and then the raccoons got into the bag. They were like, my mother was like, I don't know how this fucking happened to the bag. I said, that raccoons ripped the bag. Yeah. You could literally see it was clawed apart, and they took the shit paper out and ate it right there. And she was like, that's fucking gross. I go, this is what happens when there's no one here.
Right.
We can't run every household. So I went in the back that night and did like a little ceremony and
tried to clear the
I'm area. This is my space until I'm literally, unless I'm interfering with someone else's space.
Right, until it's occupied.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm in the guardian of all of that space. So I'm going in right now, and things just came out. One after another, and I started to, and I told you last week when they stuck through me, the insects stuck through me. I saw those kind of insects again. This is what I did. Let me tell you what I did. I am the creator in this now and every now. I am invulnerable. I am indestructible. I am everything. I am all. I am forever now. Right? I'm infinite now.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing you can do to me.
Right.
So now that we got this straight, get the fuck out of here right now. You could live. You can't live here. Right? One at a time. Some left. Some wanted to change. Some wanted to. I says, I'm not here to transform you guys into light beings tonight. I'm going to fuck you up like you do to me. And we went at it. We battled in the yard. It was frightening to my fucking core. And they tried everything on different levels, from insects to other fucking weird looking beings to octopus shit to tentacles in you and everything, it would happen. They would do to me something, and I would say, nope, I wasn't fighting you. I told you I'm not here to go to war with you.
Right.
However, check this out. Blip. They would just change, completely change. I had beings laughing at me in the yard, like, "Oh, you think your fucking stupid dance is gonna blip?" They just disintegrate. Reptilians going, "Oh, da 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 da." I go, "Oh, reptilians. Guess what? I'm kind of cool with reptilians now. I want you to meet some of mine. Here's some snakes and some raptor beings that I've been chilling with that actually have my DNA since I'm the old, and they're of Earth.
I'm asking for help.
They're here with me. They're my family. Here you go. Have fun with them. The way I got to fucking deal with you, you could deal with them." Right. And I had things clearing areas. So now I've been working with a mantis being that's been teaching me some stuff. Very direct. This mantis being is very direct, but I keep calling to the being to come out because we do some really cool shit. But I was sitting there. I thought everything was done. Cleared the whole area. I sat down, and it got really dark, and it was wet. And I started sweating and going, I don't know what's going on now. Like it just changed on me, and like almost something enveloped me, and it was dark. And this giant mantis came out, and it was just its head and its fucking claw things, but it was huge. So I'm like, "Oh, you're pretty big. Hey, what's up, man?" It just looked at me, and I'm like, "Oh, you're not my boy. You're not the one I work with." Like I knew right away. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" So then it got a little closer and was just looking, and I'm like, "Oh, you." Wasn't talking to me. I couldn't read it. Nothing. I was just looking at it, and I'm like, I think this thing thinks of me as prey. This thing's gonna fucking jump right on me, and the darkness was enveloping me, and I was kind of getting closer to this thing sitting in the darkness. But I was looking at it. It was just looking at me. You know how they hypnotize you? They just stare right at you. It was getting fucking closer. I said everything. You got a problem? You should say something. We're gonna do this. Whatever. Nothing. Just staring me down. The blanket of darkness came over me, right? And I go, "You forgetting one thing. I'm 50% darkness." And it grabbed me. Boom. And I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker. Check this out." Because I saw this with my boy. This is what my mantis friend taught me. It doesn't matter how many claws or fucking teeth or whatever's you have, right? Shiva taught me this shit, and the mantis taught me how to use it. Each fucking leg on that mantis, I grabbed with a new arm. Boom, boom, boom. They were coming out of my back. Boom, boom. I had my two arms here, which it had me pinned, grew and came up like a mantis and grabbed it. And I said, "I have something for you. You want arms and legs and fucking teeth? No, you're in here with me, motherfucker." Held it down and brought the other one out, and the other one ate it. And I held it the entire time. It started at its head, made its way, and I was like, "Yo, this is fucking disgusting. But do it. Urgh. And I was standing there at the end with parts of it just laying there, and I was very happy. And then to me, it was a big metaphor of clearing myself, clearing the area, standing in the truth. Because if there's ever going to be information that you can unlock about you, for you, to get you to upgrade, it's going to be behind the scariest face and be behind the scariest moment. What you think is the most fearful thing, being raped by reptilians and then torn apart and eaten. Behind that, when you make it through that,
right,
behind that is the truth that you made it through and you're here. You've been here, you didn't die, whatever. And now you know, and now you have this, whatever that is.
Whatever's left over, the fear is gone.
Yeah, and there's room. So the Swiss cheese feeling that you have from all the bullshit being removed, like you're not afraid anymore. You saw it, you witnessed it. I made it. It's not coming again. You mean they're not going to eat me, but this did happen?
Yeah, you take all the positive with you, and then the rest goes away.
Yeah, it fills with hope and love and fucking and belief and structure that can't be broken and shaken. And that broken, you're not shaking me. Well, you're not breaking me.
Each time it restores your faith a little bit more.
Yes, what she said, restores your faith each time. Aya said to me, anything they ever do to you is only going to make you stronger. And I believe in that. And it's been 100% truth the whole time. And with that being said, psychedelics are great. They work great with you. Dietary functions, awesome. Microdose, do your thing. Get ready, breathe, meditate, ground, eat good, drink right. Be nice to your people, right? Work your way through conversations that you couldn't deal with some shit sometimes and you can't get away. Remember, you can't run from everyone. Some of these things you just have to face. You have to learn how to say no. No, thank you. Yes, I love you. I got your back. Even when they're it's okay. I understand where we're at. You don't even have to describe it to them. Don't worry about it. Just you understand it and move on. But you with the understanding moves around the obstacle. They're still going to yell and scream and do what they have to do. It's your job to move around that and find a suitable way to work within that. At the same time, not be a victim within that. Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? You're the fucking all. Do it.
So
it's not that hard.
I'm going to finish.
It's hard. But
the one
hard.
Story that I have to tell, I told the ladies I would tell later on. So, and I want to thank everyone again for their healing and their love and the meditations. Thank you for everything that you did. I really, I just have to say thank you. So it's the end of the night and Frank and I are sitting on the couch and we're doing a day in review. And he turns over to me and he says something sexual. And I looked at him and I said, I shit my pants today. Why don't we just pick that up tomorrow? And he said, wow, that was an excuse I never heard before. Okay.
Never heard that one before.
Okay.
I heard a lot of things with that one. And I agree.
And with that,
maybe today's not the best day.
I just want to say good night. So good night.
God, I love all you so much. Lowercase G's for them. Capital S for Source for us. I'm Aquaman, King of Atlantis. This is my co-host, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She barbarian woman of awesomeness.
Yeah, sure. I'm the butler.
No, you're definitely not the butler. You're the secretist. You're the Black Widow.
Yeah, sure.
Right? She's the one that pretends. No, I don't have any superpowers.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no.
Bullshit.
Shut it off.
All right, so thank you everybody for your donations.
Yes, thank you. That was very sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Click over to Expanded Understanding on their YouTube channel right now. I'm sure they got some crazy stuff going on with Aaron and Zach. I love you guys so much. Stay fearless and remember, the universe rewards bravery. Peace. Love you so much. Bye.